Are you okay if we just
Yeah,
start
yeah,
the
yeah.
episode
We
now?
we can
Right.
start now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
cool. Lovely. Right then, folks. Welcome Marc back to the podcast. Marc Travels. How you doing, bud?
Cheers. Yeah, yeah. Very good, man. I'm so happy to be back. It's been like what 2 years now, over
I,
2 years, right?
I mean, it must have flown for you, but I can't believe that's 2 years since you were last on here. Good God.
Man, and the thing is, like after we started talking, like after we talked, like I think a month later, I started on the trip. So
Yeah.
I'm on the trip for like over 2 years now.
Well,
Yeah,
you'd literally just
like
packed up your flat, hadn't you? You'd packed up your apartment. You were sat on the
everything,
floor, ready
everything.
to go.
Yeah, everything. I packed everything. Like I sold everything. Like everything you see that I carry on the bike is basically everything I own.
Yeah.
I just have the old Honda back home at my mom's place. I didn't
Oh,
sell her. I
you can't
couldn't.
get rid of that bike. I mean, that kicked all
Nah,
this off for you, didn't
nah.
it?
Yeah, it is such a special bike, and like, I'm not done with it. I'm not done with it. Like I will bring it back one day.
Well, Marc, I mean, surely are you in need of a replacement bike at the moment? Maybe,
Uh,
maybe.
yeah. Well, no. So the thing is, what people also know from the YouTube videos, like my motor is broken
Yeah.
from the electric bike.
Mhm.
So and I can tell you the motor is still broken. uh, so, but yeah, like in fact, I'm now already in Asia, and the the bike's still going. So surprisingly, I have problems with the internal bearings of the
Mhm.
motor, and the thing is, I can't repair it. Like you can only repair it with a dealer, it's because you can open up the motor. That's not the problem. The problem is just once you open it up, and like there's like a encoder inside, and because I talked to a engineer from Zero, the principal engineer, he sent me a message, like, and told me about the problem after he saw the video,
Yeah.
and he said like he actually did that on purpose before with that motor, and he said he was running it for 20,000 miles with the broken bearings. So that makes me quite comfortable now. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be all right. The bike sounds like crap now, like a grinder,
Yeah.
but like a mix of a grinder and a spaceship a little bit. But it's still going, and as long as the bike goes, I will keep going. Yeah, that's for sure.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's been quite the ride so far. That's for sure.
I think maybe for anyone listening or watching this who hasn't seen when Marc and I first had a chat a couple of years ago, I'll leave the links anyway in the vid descriptions. But and I
Yeah.
suggest you go back and watch that because that'll give you a real good idea as to what Marc was planning to be doing. But effectively, Marc's been on the road now for 2 years riding an electric motorcycle. Well, you were riding to New Zealand, but I'm assuming things are going to progress from that, and you're looking to do around the world, are you?
Yeah, I mean, things progressed from the moment I entered India, basically, because because somehow I didn't want to leave that country.
Mm.
So I stayed in the end, like about 6 months in India.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not gonna reach New Zealand anytime soon, because like I figured that's still gonna be my final destination. Like I want to, like, eventually move to New Zealand, eventually like settle down in New Zealand because I love the country so much.
Mhm.
But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Like I think once you caught the travel bug and you started living this kind of life,
Yeah.
like it's really hard to go back. I'm having a hard time going back home just for visit. It's
Yeah.
like I haven't been home. I haven't
Yeah.
been home in like over 2 years. So when we talked first, I just finished the UK tour. That was my test ride, basically.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see if the bike, if it even works. And luckily I did, because after that trip, I had to exchange the battery because the battery was already broken when I bought the bike secondhand.
Yeah.
So that was like a big thing. And so luckily there was a warranty, and they exchanged the battery. That was really cool. So I could then start off, in the middle of winter, -10 degrees.
Perfect conditions for an electric vehicle.
Man, yeah, but like it couldn't have got like that was actually a perfect start, because if I managed to do this, I would be good, like basically anywhere. Like
Mhm.
I had to figure out some stuff, like for example, you can't charge the battery when it's below zero.
Mhm.
Like when the battery gets cold, like 0 degrees or like below zero, you can't charge it up. Like it wouldn't take power. So I had to learn that as well, because zero motorcycles have never told me anything about their bike. Like they're very hush hush about still. Even after like I'm riding this bike 2.5 years now, they're still not telling me anything about the bike officially. But luckily because of the videos, like many of the engineers, they watch the videos and they
They
love
reach
it,
out.
and then
Yeah.
they reach out and they want to help, like that. Those are the cool people, like it's always just like, how just like these management people and,
I get the same thing with like BMW, because I own the BMW GS, and if I ever have issues with it that I mention in any of the videos or social media, BMW themselves, like I've had no contact with BMW for a couple of years. They've only just started
yeah,
reaching out again for that ride I've
yeah,
just done. But
yeah,
as you said, it's the people behind the scenes. It's the
yeah, yeah,
technicians and people. They contact me and go, "Oh, try this," or "Yeah, this is a known
yes,
issue. We know all about it." Blah 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 blah
yes.
blah. Yeah, we've got a new sponsor this week, folks, and that is Jewell Bike Training. Jewell Bike Training offers bespoke motorcycle coaching that suits your needs. Based in the Northwest, Jewell Bike Training can offer anything from back to biking refreshers to full-on road coaching programs built around you. Find Jewell Bike Training at Jewell, Jewell, biketraining.co.uk, or on X as @Jewell Training, or Instagram @Jewell Bike Training. Neil holds all advanced motorcycle certificates from ROSPA, IAM and BMF, also volunteers for Cheshire Bike Safe. He's a qualified lecturer in engineering, and you'll be in safe hands. Have a read of his testimonials at the website jewellbiketraining.co.uk/testimonials. Ride smoother, faster and sharper. Massive thank you to Jewell Bike Training for supporting the podcast. If you or your company would be interested in sponsoring an episode, or say a month's episodes of the podcast, either drop me an email at info@teapotone.com or DM me on Instagram @teapotone Insta. Facebook is a nightmare. My DMs are an utter mess over there. So email or Instagram's the best way to go. Okay, let's get back to it.
And that's really cool. Like, I'm very thankful for that, and the videos, they helped me a lot with the bike and with the journey. And so I also figured out I couldn't charge it up. Like, the first time that happened, I had to park it inside the living room and then warm it up
You have
and
to
then
warm,
charge it.
yeah.
But then I learned, like, like whenever it's that cold, like, or in the mountains, in the Alps or whatever, then as soon as I stop riding, I have to immediately plug it in, and then it's no issue. Then I can start the next day, no problem. Yeah. So that was like the first big challenge on that trip. But from then, like, I went over the Alps, with snow and ice, and like that was like the whole,
As you do.
that was there's just, the good thing is I have long legs, like, and that bike, it's not like your GS, or like, it's like it's very low, and it's still heavy. It weighs about as much as a GS. Like, it's 235 kg.
Yeah, same weight.
Without the luggage. So, but you can hold it because the center of gravity is very low. I have really long legs, so I can always hold it in a tricky situation. Like, that was okay. Like, I managed somehow, and and then Italy was a piece of cake, and like all of these countries in Europe, like that's basically very easy. Also with charging, I reckon nowadays, like, like I haven't been home in 2.5 years, so I don't know how that developed. I reckon it's much better now in Europe than when I started, and it was already okay for me. So I mean, I even went to Africa, to Tunisia, like North Africa, and I went in the Sahara Desert with the bike. That was really cool. And they have charging stations.
Yeah.
At Total Energy gas stations or something. They put like a fast charger there. It's like, okay. Okay. Like,
the infrastructure
thought, right?
is there, isn't it? I mean, okay, it's not everywhere, but you can find it when you need it. You can find it.
Yes, definitely. So I mean, obviously for the whole trip, that was my biggest. That's why I wanted to do it on the electric bike. Like, that was a challenge, just to see, okay, like, how far can I even go with that? Because when I started, like, nobody had like done it before. Like, when I started. Like half a year later, another guy from Romania, like he started in Singapore, like also on an electric bike, and he did the around the world thing,
Mhm.
like in like I don't know, like 9-10 months or something. I don't know how he done that. Like he must have been just like go 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 go
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But he did it, so it is definitely possible. So and I kind of knew that before that it is possible. It would be just challenging, like especially when you like go off the highways, like
Yes.
and try to explore and do stuff like normally just adventure bikes do,
Yeah. I was going to say,
which
like
I wanted to do
your
and
your
try.
trip is very much holding to that traditional overland travel sort of ethos of you take the road less traveled. You're not shy in
Yeah,
finding a dirt track and going off up into the mountains or into the back
no,
of beyond. You're not just sticking to
yeah,
main highways, as I'm assuming. I don't know anything about the other chap
no,
that's
no,
done
no.
that, but to do an around the world in 9 months on
Yeah,
electric, I'm imagining he
I must have. He must have.
stepped. Yeah, he must have
Yeah,
stuck to
must have.
most sort of highway type stuff. This week, as usual, we are sponsored by Ultimate Add-ons. Now, Ultimate Add-ons are the premium manufacturer of mobile phone and action camera mounting solutions for motorcycles. With a kit for any bike and a proven track record of creating products that keep your devices safe, secure, and easily accessible, the Ultimate Add-ons product range is ideal for any rider from the commuter to the round-the-world adventurer. Why shell out on an expensive GPS system when you could use your smartphone, keeping it charged and within reach to take photos of your travels at the same time? Ultimate Add-ons waterproof, shockproof and dustproof tough cases are available for all flagship smartphone models and are designed by riders for riders. Find out why Ride Magazine gives Ultimate Add-ons their coveted Best Buy certification. Keep riding this winter with Ultimate Add-ons. It's all about the journey. Now, folks, if you head to ultimateaddons.com, use the code TeapotOne with the number 10, so that's Teapot with ONE, then the number 10, you'll get 10% off their entire range. A massive thank you to Ultimate Add-ons for their continued support.
First time I was like, where was it? In Albania, I think. Like there, like I started doing stuff like this, because there was like cool, like national parks and stuff. And then I first started like going up like mountain roads, and then turned out to be dirt tracks, off-road, like heavy off-road track with a sport bike. I mean, all about that, how that feels. Uh, uh, but like that was the first time it was like really okay. Now we're doing it really, and but yeah, I mean, as people can see in my videos, like you can literally find electricity everywhere. Like that's like everywhere where there's humans living somehow, you
Yeah,
can
of
find power, and
course.
you can plug in that freaking thing, and
How have you
so
found
it is
people's reaction
possible.
to that?
Like it is. Well, most of the time, I mean, it depends where you are. That's for sure. What country you're in. Like most of the people are always curious, obviously, about the bike. They were like, you rock up there and they look at it and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what's that? Like, no noise. And then you just come there and then you see the big battery and it's like, oh, okay, okay. But usually it's very positive. But I had also a lot of reaction where people are like scared of it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I'm asking, can I plug this in? And they think like I blow up their house now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so you have to explain to them, like, and I show them, like, I have a cool, like, my charging cable that I have from Wireload is the company. So it's cool. You can actually see, like, there's some numbers on it, and then people can tell people, oh, look, that's like, 6 amps, like it's not a lot, like. So, and then you can explain to them, oh, I plug it in, they see it, it's not going to happen anything. There's sensors, nothing's going to happen. Stuff did happen, obviously. Like I blew like countless fuses, like it's just then it just happens, but then you give them a little bit of money and then it's like, I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
that's also like a big thing on YouTube. Like people always like super worried about that. I charge my way free, through the countries, like, but it's actually not like that, like I always try and give them money, like wherever I plug in. Like many people don't even want money because, when you're not in Europe, power is really, really cheap. Like electricity, like it's really, really affordable. So what I do is when I charge at restaurants, I just give like an extra tip, like, and mostly I pay like double of what I used, because it's really cheap, and I'm just happy to be plugging in, and that's just when I can't find charging stations, and there is countries where there's no infrastructure for that, like, so I think the first country was like really like where I did not know how it's going to go was Iran. So there was no charging infrastructure. I think they had like 1 or 2 chargers in Tehran, and I didn't even want to go to Tehran because it wasn't on my route. So, yeah, like basically I had to rely on hotels, restaurants, and wherever I could like find like the power outlet. And I only had a month in Iran, so it was not so much time because it's quite a big country, and you also want to see stuff. So yeah, that was the first big thing. Like also getting in the country because my motorcycle is American, and it's like big CC bikes, they are not allowed in Iran. So that was the first thing. I was like, oh, okay, fuck, how do I do this? I did it with an agency, which was really
you're breaking up there a little bit, Mark.
The guy he came, and am I back now?
Yeah, you're back now. That's hello. Just jump back. Yes, I can see you now. You just come back in.
Okay. Yeah, agency, and the guy picked me up from the border. He did everything. He knew everything at the border. The officer was his uncle, and it was just like the easiest thing in the world. So yeah, that was actually quite smooth getting into Iran, and then once you figure out, like, you get this, you change money. Have you been to Iran?
No, I've not. No.
Yeah. So with Iran, they have like a really, like, the currency is a bit crazy, because like you pay with millions and stuff like that. So you exchange $100 or 200, and you get like
18 trillion, whatever it is. Yeah,
big bunch of money. Like I can't even carry it. I didn't even have space to put the money anywhere, so I had to find a bank and exchange the money like to bigger notes, and like. Oh.
And this week, we're also supported by the Influencer Store. The Influencer Store helps you build your brand, big or small, providing you with a solution and apparel. We help you to increase your fan base while supporting you with starting your own influencer clothing line with nothing more than just an idea or design. And there are no hidden costs. For more info, come check us out at theinfluencerstore.co.uk or drop us an email at online@influencerstore.co.uk for more information. Now, if you've ever bought any TeapotOne or any of the Brewtime merch, available over at TeapotOne.com, then you'll have an idea of the sort of quality we're talking about. That's the reason I went with the Influencer Store. They're a British company, family run, and they pride themselves on the quality of the products. I've used some of the online print-on-demand type stuff, and to be honest with you, 2 or 3 washes and T-shirts, they're all out of shape, the colours fade. My stuff with the Influencer Store, this thing's 2 or 3 years old, I wear it constantly, and it's still doing fine. So a massive thank you to Roger and Charlotte and family over at the Influencer Store.
Oh, so wow. Once you figure that out and you have money, then it's basically easy. And then people are so friendly in these countries.
Yeah.
Like probably the most friendliest people I ever met. Like they stop you on the road, give you food, invite you to their house. It's just like show you around. It's insane. It's crazy.
So many people have said that specifically about Iran and Syria. Like before Syria was absolutely decimated and everything that's been happening. Yeah. I remember like 10, 15 years ago, people talking about Syria and Iran and just saying, they were some of the biggest surprises for them when they travelled, and they cited exactly what you just said: the friendliness and the generosity from just people they met.
Yeah,
and you just wouldn't expect it, would you?
No, it's just because of like the government, like people they don't agree with the government there, like, and you have to be careful with what you say, and like even with people that you never know, it's a little bit like in the former GDR, like with the Stasi, and then you don't know if your neighbor is watching you, and that's a bit like that there too. And I even had one moment where I was a little bit sketched out, because there was really some government employees coming to the hotel I stayed, like the guest house, And the guy, but luckily the host, he told me about it. He could have also said nothing. So, and he told me, and when I heard that, I was just like grabbing all my camera equipment, everything. And it's just like, oh, okay, I go to a cafe,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in a few hours, and they check, like for tourists and stuff, like, and who's
Did
there
they?
and, where they're from. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I even know from other travelers that were in the country same times as I was, like they were like, it's like a German couple, I think, and they really got like, I mean, they posted everything on Instagram in real time. That was a little bit, I don't know, like I stopped doing that completely. Like I went completely radio silence
Yeah.
in Iran, and I didn't even book hotels in advance. Like I just
You
rocked
just
up to
turned
a
up.
hotel. Hey, can I sleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
Done. Yeah. So I didn't want to have anybody, like I didn't want anybody to know where my location is or so. But they didn't, and they were waiting for them outside some government agents, and then
Wow.
like the whole thing, like searching hotel, laptops, hard drives, 3 hours interrogation. Like it's yeah, and for me that would have been like I don't know, like with all the footage and all these videos
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like
Just a quick shout out to all of you over in the clan on Patreon. Folks, I could not do this without the support of the people over on Patreon in the little community we've got going over there. We call it the clan. I'm not making YouTube millions. In fact, I just about make enough to put in the fuel tank. It's Patreon and my tours, merch, everything like that. That is what allows me to do this full time. We have meetups throughout the year and ride-outs. We do clan-only live streams. And this year, we're even going abroad. Folks, if you think it's something that might tickle your fancy, head to patreon.com/TeapotOne. Check it out and see if it's something you'd like to be involved with. We'd love to have you over there. And lastly, just a massive shout out to all of you who are listening or watching the podcast. If you've liked any of the episodes, given them a thumbs up. If you commented either on the audio podcast or on the video itself, if you shared any of the episodes, it's all a massive, massive help. And it's you who've helped put Brew Time up there in the top 5% of podcasts globally. We are regularly top 3 in the motorcycle world, certainly for the UK. So a massive thank you to all of you. Right, let's get back to it.
For me, it was really, really smooth, like very easy. And what a beautiful country. Like I want to go back actually one day, hopefully, like hopefully I can. Maybe not even like with the YouTube and the filming, because that's always then a little bit like, but just for myself, maybe just to experience it myself.
That interests me, because I remember when we spoke 2 years ago, you were editing on the go. So you'd finish the day, and then the evenings you'd sit and then you'd edit till late, get a couple hours sleep, and you were saying you were going to carry that on, and you did follow that for a while, but obviously that's now changed. What is it that's made you?
No, it has not changed. It has not changed.
Not?
It's still the same. The only thing that changed is my publishing schedule. Like I can't manage to publish 5 videos in a week anymore. Like it's just so crazy. My videos are all done. They are all done. Like up until where I'm now, they're all done.
Oh, you
Every
lucky
video.
bugger.
Yeah, man. I don't want to say how many videos, because that would give a little bit away where I am or how far I gotten. But like I couldn't do what you do or other people do. Like I have to edit right away. Like if I can't, like maximum that ever piled up was like 4 videos, like 4 days. And then I would just stop. I would just stop for like 3 or 4 days or a week. And I would edit like every day so that I can just continue. Because like this has 2 reasons. Like first reason is like, I want to be in the moment when I edit the videos, because I know what I've done, and B, I'm in the same frame of mind, I'm in the same headspace, because like I don't know how it's with other people, but I change like every few months, like all these impressions and all this, like it changes you, the traveling, it changes you, all the people you meet and like the experiences, and I want to be in that same I want to be in the same headspace, I want to be in that same emotion that I was at that day when I filmed. So then I can edit the videos that way, with the music and with what I leave in or whatnot, because sometimes it's like and it's now the same because I have quite a delay. And when I watch now the video, when I publish a video and I watch it back, what happened like a couple of months ago, and I was like, sometimes I'm like, what did I say there? Why did I say that? Like, what the fuck? Like, what was wrong with me? And but I leave it everything in because like that's just how it was,
Because
and
that's how
that's
you
how it
were at
is.
the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
and that's the main reason I want to always edit my video like right after the next day, at least the next day, you know.
Brilliant.
So and then I know that, and also I'm just done with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mate, I'm so jealous because I've got most of 2024 still to edit, like all my tours and stuff. They all still need to be edited, and I can't tell you how much of a, excuse my language, but how much of a head fuck that is, because it's
yeah,
like
man.
this cloud hanging over me all the time, like a
Yeah.
noose around my neck that I
Yes.
feel like I
Yeah.
can't. I can't, like, there's loads of stuff I want to do. There's loads of like kit reviews and just things I want to do, like office tutorials and
Yeah.
just loads of other
New
stuff I want
stuff.
to
Yeah.
do. But I can't. I feel
Yeah.
I can't because
Yeah.
I've got this massive backlog and it's really doing my head
Yeah.
in at the moment. Oh, yeah. I wish. I
Well, but
would.
how is it? Like, how is it? Like, some people get editors, you know. Like how? Like, would that be an option for you? Maybe I don't know. Like,
I can't find I mean, an editor, like even at I'm not, how do I want to say this? A very basic editor, you're still
yeah,
going to be looking at for my sort of vids where you're giving them a couple of hours of footage and going, right, can you create 20-25 minute vid out of that, please? You're still going to be looking at bare minimum a couple of £100. And I just
yeah,
don't,
and then
I
yeah,
don't make that in YouTube. So
yeah,
what is the point?
yeah,
I'll be at a deficit.
yeah,
You know, if I'm pumping out
yeah,
4 vids a week, that's £800 a month. And I
yeah,
don't make that from YouTube. So
yeah, yeah,
there's no point in
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. Um, so yeah,
No, I
it's
got
kind of
you.
just down to me. So I'm like, oh Jesus, right?
Well, you just have to do it. Yeah, you have to do
Yeah.
it. Well, you know, I sacrifice sleep, and it's not good in the long run. And now I feel like I'm about to burn out.
Mm.
Like I can just feel it. You just feel it when it's just getting too much because you're having a hard time focusing, and like you're always tired. Like
That's exactly where I am,
it's
mate.
just
It's
yeah.
exactly where I am.
Yeah,
So,
and then you have to, like, for me it's going to be like I have to do a change soon. Like
mm.
I don't want to stop or anything, but I want to change.
you,
And I
you
will. I will.
you have the benefit that you've got, like, say, a couple of months worth of content in the bank. You know,
Yeah.
it's in the can, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So you do have that leeway where you
Yes.
could take some time off.
Yeah. Yes, and I will need it, you know, eventually because like my motorcycle will break down. It can break down at any point. Like
Hmm.
I'm like, you know, like I'm aware of that, and I've made my peace with it. I told myself like I just drive as long as I can. Like as long as the bike runs, I'll just keep going as far as I can go, and that will be probably will be Malaysia will be the country that will be probably the last
Hmm.
because there will be a good place to ship the bike like anywhere, and for that bike it will be shipped home then because
Yeah.
when I get there, if I make that, I mean right now people know I'm in China, so there's quite a bit of way, you know, like so once I get there, I will organize shipping for the motorcycle, which will
Mm.
be like a whole different uh, uh how do you say, like it will not be easy. It's not going to be easy to ship that bike because it's electric and nobody's going to want to touch it.
Well, they don't like GoPro
The,
batteries on a plane, let alone
yeah,
let alone an electric bike.
yeah. Well, plane. I think plane would even be like most likely uh, a chance to do that, but it will also be the most expensive one. You know, so I reckon I I already know that like roll on, roll off is not going to happen. I think they're not doing that, and if I get it in a container, uh, well, it's going to be a big surcharge just for the EV thing. You know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's going to be like €1,000 just as a like dangerous goods surcharge. Is insane.
Yeah, but you got YouTube millions now, Mark. You've got like
Yes,
hundreds
yeah.
of thousands of subscribers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Surely you've got
people should
millions and millions of pounds.
people should know, like that's just how it works with you, especially when you do motor vlogs, what like it's such a huge mainstream niche, and advertisers love paying money for that.
Yeah,
So
you're doing the rest of the trip in a Lambo, aren't you?
yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, like I worked a lot, and I did a lot of videos, like I did hundreds and hundreds of videos.
Yeah.
So the good thing is, like, I started to I told you back then, I think I started the trip like with minus 5 grand. Like I wasn't dead when I started the trip. And people ask me a lot, like, how do you finance your trip? Blah blah. Them not realizing that they just watched a video that I worked hard on, to make, So no, but obviously YouTube pays money for those videos, like revenue. But that is also, it changes every country. You earn different money, The YouTube knows exactly where my video was recorded and what it's all about. And, they know everything. And they know exactly who are they going to show it.
So it varies how much you earn depending on what country you're... Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, what know is that it varies from months, like in time of the year, like before Christmas, you earn a little bit more. January is really just like going down, but that is what But for me, it's also like my audience changes with every country. I always have the core audience, which is like UK, US, and Germany. That's always going to be my core audience, but the rest will be the country that I'm in right now. So, and like when I was in India, like there was like all these Indians coming, like, and watching these videos. But, like advertisers, they didn't pay nothing for that, like they don't care, like, so I might have had like hundreds of thousands of views, like actually millions of views because of short videos and reels and stuff, like, which went like absolutely freaking viral, like I have a fucking reel that was like 35 million views, like one video. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like, I mean, I can tell that, like, like on that reel, with just to get a perspective, that video had 35 million views and it earned me $1,000. So
35 million views.
Yeah. So just to get that a little bit in the perspective, So yeah, I got quite popular in India, and it was cool. And it was like 60-70% of my audience was Indian, which was cool at the time because like that helped me a lot, because I met so many people in India. You have no idea. Like people recognize the motorcycle, the helmet, and they flag me down on the road. It's just absolutely bonkers, really. It's crazy. And I got invited to the India Bike Week, and that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. I gave speeches, and meanwhile in Dubai, and then India, and did like podcasts and stuff like that, and interviews, and I made it into the TV, and like it was really cool. Like it was
awesome.
cool. Like, the whole India experience was just absolutely incredible. Like it was just. Like it's insane. Like it's so crazy. The whole country, like, and all the like, there's no place like India. There's absolutely no. This is like so different from everything else in the world. It's like, but you fall in love with. I fell in love with the country, like with the people, and like everybody's super friendly. Especially with South India, which is completely different to North India. Many people they travel through North India, especially overlanders, and I think only a few go down to the south, like when they do a trip like that, because it's just so massive, the country, like you need to find the time to do that. So, but in fact, like South India is like it's so much more modern. It's like almost like I was in Bangalore. It's like a big city, and it's like remind me of Berlin. Like it was really, really cool. Especially when you like. I mean, there's also a lot of like, India is not just poor, like India has a lot of poor people, but India has also a lot of rich people.
Yeah.
So, and you have like rich areas and stuff like that. So, Yeah, it's like almost Western. I must say, even that was so surprising to me. Even in Pakistan, freaking Pakistan, which is like really that was probably the most extreme country I've been to. Uh, they have in the big cities, they built this like new um they call it like mega city or like and they built like an area where it's almost like a normal Western city, but it's just for rich people. Like, and you
Wow.
find like normal restaurants and like shopping malls and like everything super normal. It's all gated, obviously, but it's massive. It's huge. Like the first time I experienced it was in Lahore. Like was crazy. And then same thing in Islamabad. Like where there's like I don't know, like villas and like
Uh-huh.
it's crazy. Like
What
really, really, really good.
what do you mean? Like Pakistan was the most extreme country? In what sense?
I wasn't. I wasn't free to go the first 10 days. I wasn't even free to go by myself because apparently of security reasons. Like
right.
the whole, like I entered from Iran, a Kaftan border, and had to go through Baluchistan. So, I mean, like I crossed the border, and the first night I had to sleep in a police station on the floor, like on the floor with
Yeah.
my jacket as a bed.
Yeah.
That was the accommodation that I like. That was, and then it's like okay, and then next morning, like at 7, like knocking on the door, like we have to go, we have to go. And then like people with AK-47s like in front of like we have to go now, we have to go again, blah blah blah. And then we went and we started going, like and then always police escorts the whole day, uh like there was a schedule. We had to like I couldn't go off the road or whatever. Like there was like you have no idea how many guns I saw every day. It's just
Yeah.
it was insane because like apparently there's like uh like a big security issue for travelers.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean they bomb police station there. Like the crazy thing that I didn't understand is why they make us sleep at police stations when that's the places,
That's the
you know,
target. Yeah.
the target. I've always felt like I have now a big target on my back just being with all these escorts and police and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was great. Like at some point, I really tried to like get rid of them because it was not really police. You still there?
Yeah. I'm still here. Yep.
Okay, because yeah. I tried to get rid of them because it wasn't really police. They're called levies, and they're basically just people with they just get put a gun in their hand and then like they have not really authority,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I try to get rid of them, and and it worked, even though they have like checkpoints every 10 kilometers, every 10 checkpoints, and then but you just drive through, like you just
Well, you don't
stop.
stop.
No. At some point, you don't stop anymore because it's just too crazy. But then the problem is then sometimes there's military, and then you want to stop when there's military.
They can shoot a bit better.
Yeah, I think they bring you down like if you don't like. So anyway, and then like I booked a hotel for myself because I was like, no, I'm not sleeping at police station anymore. I'm just sick of it. And then but I had to tell them where I went, and they found out. And then I went to the hotel, and they sent a freaking bomb squad to the hotel just
Seriously?
because I was going to. Yeah, and they searched the whole hotel. There was like 10, 15 people, like with uniform and everything. Like metal detector, like yeah, and then they put like a freaking bed in front of my door, and like it was like a guy with AK-47 sleeping in front of my room the whole night. That is how crazy that was, and that just keep going until Lahore, until the border town to India, because apparently from there on it's like safe. So
yeah.
And then I could go to Islamabad, and then I could explore the north of Pakistan, go in the mountains a little bit. So then I was basically free. It just happened one more time. There was an area where there's again this kind of stuff, but luckily I knew it already, and I could just go.
Just
I have
go,
a fast bike, so that was okay. Yeah, but that's why it was the most extreme country for me.
Gotcha, Mark. There's loads of detail that I'd love to get into, but I've got a feeling people are gonna ask very similar questions that I want to ask.
Yes.
So, how long have you got, mate? I should have asked this.
No, we can do. Like I'm free. Like
Okay,
it's okay.
awesome, right, cool. Because I know you're sat outside a cafe or something there in the street. The reception's fantastic. It's brilliant.
It's Wi-Fi, yeah. I mean, in Asia, there's internet everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Like when you're not in the UK, you have actually good Wi-Fi anywhere. You know,
it's true, very true. Mate, I live 2 miles outside. I live 2 miles outside a big town, small city in the southeast of England. So the most populated part of England. I live 2 miles outside that. I cannot get fast internet here. I've had to pay to get Starlink. So I've got Starlink here because I can't get fast internet. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
no, but you can get internet anywhere. Like even in Pakistan. No, Iran was bad. Internet really bad internet, but even Pakistan, India, everywhere, 5G everywhere, 5G everywhere. Like
it's nuts, isn't it? Yeah,
like, it's really
I remember saying to people, 12, 13 years ago when I did my trip, crossing Russia, you'd be in the middle of nowhere in Russia and you still got, like then it was 3G, 4G. Did we have 4G then? I think it was 3G, but you had, in those days, very good, fast, internet in the middle of nowhere. And I couldn't get it in London. In London, I couldn't get it then, but I could get it in bloody Russia.
I don't know what the issue is, like, really. I have no idea, like, how I did not get that sorted out, but...
Pass.
It's crazy to hear that's still like that.
Well, I think a lot of places are a lot better now here in the UK, but...
Same in Germany, by the way. Same in Germany. Yeah. At least it was when I was still in Germany,
Yeah, we live right at the very end of the phone line, so we're the last ones to be updated, and we're still waiting to be updated to the new fibre stuff. Anyway, right, let's head across to my clan over on Patreon. So it's patreon.com/TeapotOne. First question, Rebecca Christie. Hi both. I've been following Mark since the beginning, and I can't believe it's 2 years. Glad to see your eating has got a bit more adventurous than pizza. Which country are you in at the moment, as I'm only seeing your China episodes?
Yeah. Well, I don't really want to spoil it for people. Like, I feel like, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I mean, I know many people think like that's all real time, even though like I'm not even hiding the dates in the video. Like some people hide dates or whatever. Yeah. Like at the end of every video, everybody can see exactly when the video was recorded. Like because I show my Kalimoto app at the end always, and my map of the day, and you can always see the date, always. But and you have to watch until the end for that, So, and yourself, like not that many, like not everybody watched it at the end.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I always don't like also I know some people, they do like real time stuff on Instagram or social media or whatever, but I just try to keep it like a straight timeline because I don't want to take anything away from people, like I want them to feel like they're with me and it's cool, but it's just not. It's impossible for me now to keep it in real time because it's just I would have to publish like 5 videos a week, and it's just impossible. I can't do it like because I do everything myself. So it's impossible. But I am in Asia now. I left China, and the plan is go Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and then Malaysia eventually. I don't know if I do Indonesia because with that bike, I don't know. Like it's just like because you have to put it on a boat to Indonesia. Have you done that?
Yeah, I did. That, right? Yeah. I crossed. So, they still had the onion boat back when I did it. So you went from Malaysia across the straits to the top of Indonesia via the onion boat. I had to fly, but I put the bike on just a local onion boat. It's literally, it is an onion boat. That's gone now. It sank, sadly. And then I rode all the way down. Oh, there's another one now. Is that?
There's another one, yeah. And they put it with like my friend Goja, she did it with her bike. She rides at Aprilia. and she
Ah,
did
yeah,
it with
yeah.
that boat. Yeah, and it was on a crane, and then like put it on there. It
Is it
was
still
quite
Mr.
sketchy.
Lee? It was a chap called Mr.
Oh,
Lee, was the
that
shipping
I don't
chap that
know.
you had to deal with, who's
That I don't
very
know.
helpful.
I just know it also costs like $400, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm not sure because I just don't know with the bike, And when it breaks down in Indonesia, then like like what then? Then I have to ship it from Indonesia, and I don't want to go with that bike to Australia anyway because it's just the bike has now 80,000. Well, yeah, about almost 80,000 kilometers.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's like a 7-year old, no, 5-year old motorcycle,
Uh-huh.
So shit can break anytime, even though if the motor was running and all was good. So, but with that bike, without a dealer, the moment something with software happens or with like whatever, I don't even do updates anymore because I'm so sketched out by it.
Yeah.
Like I used to do in Euro, I used to do updates and stuff, but I don't do updates anymore because I read in forums like the screen goes black and then nothing goes anymore. I have to go to dealer, and it's nothing. Like in Asia, there's no dealer for zero motorcycles. Like they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
one in Indonesia, but they closed it down. So because like nobody really likes electric motorcycles, so
Yeah.
that's the thing,
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, that I was, because I get that a lot, and people like think like that, like I want to change the world, and like, you know, and yeah, you can't heal the world by riding electric bike, blah blah blah. And that was never about that for me. I just wanted to have a challenge. I really want to do something that nobody has done before.
Hmm.
So that was like, and if it was like a hydrogen motorcycle, I probably wouldn't have done that because that's insane to go on a freaking rocket. Like, I don't know, like that's a bit too scary for me. Uh, so 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 yeah, I just wanted to do something different, and just wanted to have like a challenge because I mean I don't wanted to say it like that because I know it's like a big thing for like it is a big thing to travel on a motorcycle in general, but so many people have done it on a GS, like
Mm.
and like everybody knows it's possible, and I think traveling is like as easy as it never been, like
Yeah.
with the internet and with like
Yeah.
everything and borders. Like 20 years ago, it was like a whole different story.
Yeah.
Uh, like I talked to Elspeth Beard. She was the first British woman to
Elspeth, yeah. Uh-huh.
ever ride around the world on a motorcycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she has stories you would not believe. I mean, you can read her book, then but like it's just absolutely insane, And for her it was like that was a real adventure, because
Yeah.
she didn't know nothing. Like you couldn't get information, nothing. And I must have been so lonely. I must have been insane. So now it's like super easy, like easy. Like I know it's not easy for many people, for most people, but no, I just knew I just wanted to do something like really challenging and then really like different to other people or what other people
Hmm.
do.
Hmm.
That was my main intent to do it. But
Yeah.
to answer the question, I'm in Asia.
I forgot about that. Yeah, the question. Oh, Rebecca's got another question. She says to Mark, other than splitting with Marie, really sorry about that. What has been the
Yeah.
hardest thing to deal with traveling alone for so long?
Well, I would be traveling alone.
Yeah.
I think that would be the hardest thing. Like you're just always alone. That's the part that really sucks, because sure, there's people like they are lone wolves, and they can be alone, and they're like, I can be alone, but I just don't like it, I never wanted to
Do you
travel alone. That
not?
was never my no, no. And it's just different if you go like on a 2-week holiday and you go alone because that's what most people compare me to, like apparently, and it's like no, it's much better go alone. You can go wherever you want. Yeah, sure you can, but you're also going alone, and everything you see alone, and you can't
Yeah.
share the experience,
Yeah.
and that is cool for a month or 2 months or whatever, and it's really cool. And of course, you always meet people, and which I'm lucky that I meet so many people, and I meet cool people, and I get to travel with other people, which is amazing. But at the end of the day, traveling alone is just fucking lonely. That's what it is, And you have a wife, you have a family, you have kids, like the feeling that gives you, like in
Yeah, but I,
You
I
know how it is.
also I also really like
Yeah.
solo travel
I know, yeah,
because
but when you were on your long trip, have you never had that? Like maybe I'm just wired different
no,
to others, like
no,
adventurous,
no, I
but
absolutely 100% get what you're saying. There's times when you see you have an amazing experience. Something happens, you meet
yeah,
people, or you see a
yeah,
beautiful sunset or amazing scenery,
yeah,
and you just think, oh, such and such would like this, or such and such would like that,
yeah,
or it would
yeah,
just be really nice to share this with somebody. I 100% get that. But I also really like when you're solo travel, prolonged, long solo travel, where you can just have your own time. And then for me, it was like, okay, I do feel a bit lonely, so I'll book myself into a hostel, or
yes,
you
that's
make
what I
that.
do. Yeah,
Yeah, you make
same,
the extra effort to
yeah,
talk to people, don't you,
same,
and try and strike
same.
up some sort of conversation. Yeah,
That's what say. I do the same thing, especially in India. I did that a lot. Like I just
yeah,
booked into hostels and just like met people right away, and that was brilliant. That was,
yeah,
and that's what it's all about. I mean, luckily with I talk to a camera like I talk to a friend.
uh-huh.
It sounds weird, but it helps a little bit. It
Yeah,
really does because I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like okay, like it has some meaning or whatever. Um, but yeah, it is definitely better watching a sunset with a pretty girl next to you, or like that it's much better than watching a sunset by your own and just your motorcycle. So yeah, but I think that's the hardest part for me. Like I'm not getting homesick or anything. Like I'm like I don't even like I know I have to go home to Germany because to organize some stuff like new passport, new visa. Like I just want to, and also my mom would be happy to see me. I
yeah.
think.
You think?
So so I have to go home at some point, and I will. But I'm not like, oh yeah, I can go home. Like yeah, I have to go home for a while now before I can keep going. You know what I mean? Like I don't get homesick. Like I love this life. Like I love living like that, and I love like being basically home anywhere my bike's parked.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that is a good feeling, and also not having to think about. Like I don't have a house. I don't have nothing. Like I just when I have my bags with me or my bike with me, then I know I have everything,
yeah.
and I'm good, and it doesn't matter where I am,
It's
and that's
liberating, isn't
really
it?
really cool.
It's
Yeah,
it's it's such a
it's
feeling of
so good.
freedom. I do
Yeah,
miss that. I do
yeah,
miss that. But
definitely.
I've also become quite a
Yeah,
homebody. I like being at home now.
yeah.
But I have the best of
No,
both
I can see
worlds
that.
now,
Yeah,
where I can just go away and do some stuff for a bit. So, yeah,
yeah, I can understand that absolutely. Like, and you do your tours, and you like,
yeah,
like that is, and you do also group rides a lot. Then
yeah,
that's it's fun. I now from like since I did China, I know how it is to ride in a group.
yeah,
And it's brilliant. Like when you have a cool group of riders,
yeah,
it's how much fun. And when you all get along and stuff, like it's just amazing. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Awesome.
yeah, it's also it's everything has their both sides. But and it always depends what kind of person you are. But I've never been a lone wolf. Like I was always before my job, I was a musician. I was
Uh-huh.
always touring with bands. Like I was always in a band. Like and I was never alone. Like that was the cool part for me. Like so. Yeah, I had to get used to it, but you just it's okay. Like it's okay. I know I will keep doing it because I love this life. So yeah, I think probably next 5 years I'm going to do this. Like,
Wow.
and I'll just keep going. Yeah,
I
as long
was,
as the borders are opening,
yeah.
then it's all good.
I was going to ask, do
Yeah,
you have an end in sight where you think, okay, that'll be me, but now you are bitten by this life, by this bug.
yeah.
This is
No,
life now.
it's really hard to go back. For me, it's
Yeah,
really hard to go back to another life. Right at the moment, like
yeah,
it's really really hard. I think like it would probably only happen if I really fall in love with a girl or whatever, like hard, and then want to settle down or whatever. But no,
yeah.
like I just that's my life now. Like, and I just want to do this. I
Cool.
think that's and it's fun, and I can do it with the YouTube channel and stuff. It enables me to do it.
Hmm.
So, and I don't want to give that up right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one, Rebecca. Next one, Luke Sperling. Hi, guys. My question to Mark is, where do you recommend going to in India, starting in New Delhi? I have 11 days of travel on a Royal Enfield. Keep up the good work.
Oh, just go as far south as you can. That I would recommend. Like you get what you get. I mean, when you're in Delhi, you can either go up north to Ladakh, which many people do, like, and go to Leh. Like it is like that's a real adventure. That's like a real, and probably that's if you have 11 days, which is like nothing.
Hmm.
Then maybe that would be the way to go. Like to go up to Ladakh, because then you have this adventure of like being in the mountains, going up to 5,000 meter, like being super remote, like sleeping in somewhere in a tent, on 3,500 meters, like in a yurt, so
Yeah.
I mean that is really cool. Like that is fun, and you can do that in 11 days. Like I would suggest that probably because India is freaking huge.
Yeah.
So, and I like the person in the south the best. So I would go probably to Goa, and then well, I went down to Kanyakumari, all the things to the tip of India. Like all these southern states, you have like tropical climate, and you have like these national parks, and you can see the elephants and all this stuff. So it's really cool. But 11 days is not enough time.
Yeah.
So I would recommend
India
go up
somewhere India, sorry, there's a delay there. Apologies for speaking over you.
No.
India somewhere I really want to go. I didn't do it on my world trip, and I would love. But I want to do it on the Jigsaw. I want to take the Jigsaw out there and do it on the Jigsaw. But it's time and money, man. I can't at the moment.
And people will love you for it, because they love super bikes there. Like they love fast bikes. No, absolutely. I mean, but like prepare your ass, man. It's like the roads are. And you have these, especially like in the south a lot. You have these, or like basically everywhere. You have these speed bumps. Like they have like to slow people down. They do speed bumps, and you really like they're not marked all the time, and then you just don't see it, and it's like but yeah, do it, man. Do it. Like I hope you can. So you'll love it.
If more people start watching my vids, I might be able to do it. But at the moment, no, it just can't happen just now. One day, though. One day, we'll see.
But I can assure you, the moment you enter India, like then, oh my God, 100%, yeah, 100%. It will go up. Yeah. But I released my first India video, and it's like 200,000, 300,000 views, like immediately, and then it's just going up. Like
wow.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Is that where you saw your biggest sort of growth? So, yeah, your main growth on the channel.
No, that was the biggest growth. Yeah, that was like I don't know. That was like almost 200,000 subscribers. just in
crazy.
I mean, it's not all Indian subscribers, but like people are just so interested in this whole thing, and so it just goes up, so I mean that's why many people also go to India just for that, like people travel to India, make vlogs just for that, I mean, I don't know how sustainable it is, because as I told you before, like the moment you leave the country again, then they will all be going. Like they're gone now. Like I went from like 60% Indian viewers to like 15% Indian viewers now. Like so it's just within like 3-4 videos. Like it's just gone. Yeah. It's just normal. Like that's just how it works. So I don't know. Like if it's all about the numbers for you, then then go for it. But it will go away again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and YouTube's like that, isn't it? You already mentioned that, like different times of the year, you get bigger and lower views.
Yeah.
And, like for me, last year was really hard for me on YouTube. My views went from, a good video of mine was getting, say, 40, 50, maybe even 60,000 views for a good vid, a bike review or something like that. That would do well for me. It went from that to I was getting 2,000 or 3,000 views on a video, and you're just like, what is going on? And I think it's probably because I started doing mostly travel content, travel vlogs rather than like a bike review or something like that. And, but the views just disappeared, and you're like, shit. But thankfully it's creeping back now, but Geesh.
You will
Wow.
always have that. You'll always have
Yeah.
that. Will go always go up and
Yeah.
down and up and down, and that's the tiring thing, because you never really know. Like you can just and that's why when people ask me, I always tell them like just you can't like people always like, oh yeah, you have to do what the audience wants, blah blah blah. No, you don't. Like you just
Mm.
have to keep doing whatever it is you want to do. Like
Yeah.
whatever you feel like doing, you just have to do that, and you will find your audience. Like
Yeah.
the audience is not gonna like you know what I mean. Like the audience doesn't control your content. Like you do your content, and that determines your audience.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
so many people out there. You just have to like, and they will find you eventually. Like
Mm.
sure, you have to be lucky that people like you. If people don't like you, you can do whatever you want. Like you can make the best videos in the world. If people don't like you,
Mm.
there's no way, like, and same the other way around. You can make the worst videos in the world when you're like a super, like when you're fun character or when you're super likable or whatever, then it doesn't even matter then you can film all your videos on an iPhone and it doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
or
true.
if you just do like super fun stuff, like it does not matter. People get so caught up on what camera, what gear, what that, but it does not matter at all. Like not a single bit, like there's these big YouTube channels, like there's this guy with Vin Diesel from the US, like he just destroys Lamborghinis and stuff like that, like a
Yeah.
big crazy dude. And he fucking films everything on a freaking iPhone. Like
Yeah.
every video is on a freaking iPhone. It's like millions and millions and millions and millions of views. Like it does not matter. You just
Yeah.
have to be yourself. And
And
that's
well,
like, I mean,
you're filming. Yours is all filmed on the Insta Goes, isn't it? Insta 360
yeah, I
Goes.
mean, everything. Yeah. And the old ones, like I have these cameras for 4 years. Like they're 4 years old, these cameras. Yeah. And they're my money makers, if you want it like that, like because most of my videos are filmed with those because I'm on the motorcycle,
Uh-huh.
because that's where I'm feeling the most comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, people buy new GoPros every half a year. And it's like, are you fucking nuts? Like it does not matter. Like there's videos like it does not matter a single bit. Like sure, I get these complaints too. Oh, you have to buy a new camera or buy a new GoPro, bro. No, it's okay. Like it does not make a difference. Most people watch on 360p because they have no data. So.
Mm.
And they didn't even care at all. Like they didn't even see the difference. Most phones they play back on 1080p on HD. So
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
I filmed on 4K and I edit on 4K. These little cameras they only film on 2K or something, but like I edit every video on 4K because I have a Sony. My main like vlogging camera is a camcorder from Sony, and it's 10 years old. That thing is 10 years old, and it makes like it's brilliant, like that, and you can still buy it new, like they still produce it, but it's
Yeah.
the technology is 10 years old and it's like a built-in like a gimbal, and it's like that thing is like indestructible, like, and you just put it in, like it's not big, you just put it in your, like I have like this like a bag on the side, put it in, get it out, open it up, press record, film. It always looks okay. It looks good. You don't have to worry about it. Audio is always good. Like, and you don't need more. Like I have that thing, and nowadays, I just like got the new iPhone,
Uh-huh.
and it's insane. Like the cameras are getting so good. Like the digital processing is just like incredible. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's why I said you could do everything on an iPhone. If it wasn't so, like I would even put my iPhone on the helmet if
Some
that
people
wouldn't
do,
look
mate.
super. I know it just looks super stupid.
Yeah,
Like
it
it's
does.
just
Yeah.
like. But yeah, no. For me, it was always like it has to be like as little as possible, especially on the helmet, because like having a GoPro the whole day on the helmet is just say it just pulls your head down. It's just not.
You need to work
I
on
don't
your
know.
neck more, Mark. You need to work those neck
Yeah,
muscles up.
yeah, I know. But I also don't want people like to always see the camera right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's why I have these little cameras, and there's all these 360 cameras, and it's like, well, fuck that, I don't need that. Like that. It's always about the story, like, and that's for me.
That is very true. That is very true.
That's for me the exciting part to always try and get every freaking day that I'm on that bike into a little story that people like to watch,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's the art form of it, you know, in the end of the day. Then that's what you have to master for yourself. You don't have to be like anyone. Like you just have to do whatever feels right for yourself, you know, and whatever you like to do. So, yeah. What was the question?
That is spot on advice. Luke was just the original question was Luke asking. He's got 11 days from New Delhi. Where does he go? Yeah, Ladakh.
Ladakh.
There you go, Luke. Have a great time, mate. Enjoy. Yeah. Next one, Mike Whiting. Hi, Mark and Bruce. I've been following your travels, Mark, since you started with Marie 2 years ago. Where has the time gone? Question one, what country has been the biggest surprise to you? Okay, biggest surprise.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to say, I mean, I always say it, but I have to say India because it's just like, it just blew my mind, literally. It just blew my mind because I had no idea about India. I didn't like, because like people that watch my videos know I don't do research or anything. I just always try and just like, I just go from country to country, you know, I could say like, I don't even have time to do research, blah, blah, but I'm also just really, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be.
You don't want to spoil the surprise.
No, for me as well. Like, I just want to go there and think, oh, this is cool, you know, like, because I don't know. And India was exactly that. And it just blew my mind, you know, all the craziness, the chaos, the traffic, the people, you know, the dirt, you know, like, it's like nothing else. It's absolutely, yeah. I have to say that's what it is. And, you know, then after that, China is like I had no idea about China and how advanced it really is. You know, like when people ask me now, I always say like, it's like Europe, just modern, you know.
Well, even out in the West, I always thought the West was quite, very rural.
But even there, you will see that in the upcoming videos, like in the bigger cities. It's crazy. Like the next video the people will see me in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, I think. And it's like, man, everything is electric. Like I haven't been in a quieter city. There's a full on traffic going, like buses, everything electric.
Wow.
So there's no noise. Like
everything's electric, and they're opening a new coal power station too every week, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know how to do what to do. It's just super advanced, and all their payment systems and everything. You know, pay everything with WeChat. You know, they have this one app, and they do everything with it. You know, they communicate, they pay, they do everything with that one app, and then you have apps within the apps. You know. Like it just blows your mind, you know. No, it's really cool and really advanced, you know. And everywhere I rocked up there, and it was like, "Hey, my bike is electric," and it was like, "Oh, okay." And it came with the extension cord already. Like I didn't even have to ask, you know.
Wow.
Like, that also blew my mind, you know. China is just was. It was sad that we just had 15 days, but back then when I did it, you only did get like 15 days visa free.
Yeah,
like visa on arrival, and now they extended it even to 30 days for like a few European countries. Yeah, they extended it now. I don't know about Tibet, but I know China is like 30 days now. So you can just go to travel. Like you need an agency and stuff like that. You can see that in my videos too. Like I need to book an agency in advance.
Yeah, you have to be escorted, don't you?
Yes. At least Tibet. I know that in China it's also possible to go alone, I think. I'm not sure. Like everybody said something else. So, but we had to be escorted. Like you had a travel guide basically, and they had a route schedule, just like you do it when you do a tour. You know, like basically, like you have the hotels booked, and like they weren't booked. We had to still like book them. But it was quite good because nobody speaks English in China, so it was actually quite good to have somebody that helps with that. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it would have been cool if we could go by ourselves sometimes and, you know, like go over to...
Oh, you're back. I mean, mate, you disappeared.
Oh, okay. But I'm here. Okay.
All right, cool. Right, you're back. Sorry, we were chatting about...
I mean, India and China.
Gotcha. Well, that Mike's got a second question.
And China, I think.
He says, you spent a lot of time in India. Did you stay longer than you intended? If yes, why? Well, you already said you spent like 6 months in India.
I already said. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
On YouTube, it was a year because of the delay of the videos.
got
Yeah.
you.
So
Uh,
so people got quite fed up with me being in India. I know, like people got really a little bit sick of it, but yeah, I just loved it. And yeah, I did not plan that. I did not plan it. I had to after because in from Pakistan, I only got 3 months visa because I came from Pakistan. So I had to fly out of India. I flew to Maldives for 2 days and just to go back and get the electronic visa, and which then was a year. Uh, so I could spend another 3 months in India, and then the bike had to get out of the country anyways,
yeah,
because with
yeah.
the Kone it's only allowed 180 days. So I had to leave India anyway. So that was yeah. I think I've never been in any country so long, other
Yeah,
than my home.
it certainly sounds like you're a convert for India for sure. Yeah, you've made me want to
Yeah,
go and try it for sure.
definitely. Oh, definitely, definitely, yeah. And it's like and then you meet people, it's like you might fall in love with somebody, and like, this all stuff, you have going, then like, and then it's like it's just and then yeah, I'm gonna go back 100% one day, like definitely.
Good. Mike also asks, how many times have you totally run out of power on the bike? You always seem to find power somewhere.
Never,
That's insane. That's
never,
incredible.
not 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 a single time have I drained the battery fully. Never, not once. I'm quite proud of that, like because I know it happens to people, but not a single time. I always found a way to plug it in somewhere. I mean, I was always like it was always very close.
I was going to say, yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I had moments where I'm like, okay, fuck, okay, no, that's it. But then you can adapt. You just slow down, take it easy, and then or go behind a truck or behind a bus or whatever, and then you can manage. You can manage, but it's a struggle, man. It was a struggle. Like I'm not going to be standing here. Oh no, it's so easy. Everybody can do it. Blah blah blah. No, it's not. It's freaking hard. It's really hard. I always say, like people wouldn't agree with that, but I always say like it's not as easy as it looks in the videos because people say it doesn't look easy at all. But in reality, it's even harder. Like just to find, and do you have that in your mind? And you're like, it's a big, big, big struggle. But I wanted that. Like that was like I wanted to have that challenge. But I never ran out. Never.
Good on you. I was going to ask and say it must be mentally quite draining and tiring to constantly have the range anxiety type thing in your mind. I was going to say, do you ever get over that? Do you ever get over the range anxiety with electric?
Well, the range anxiety is not a thing anymore because once you get to know your bike, you know exactly how far you can go with certain speeds, and like exactly what the bike can do. Just like with any bike, you know exactly how far you can get it and how far you can push it. It's more like the constant when there's no charging station, you constantly, now I have to ask somebody, and now I have to go there and I have to ask them, and hopefully I can charge. Hopefully the charger works. That's more the things that is on your mind a lot. So it's not the range anxiety, like because I know exactly how far I can go. But it's more like that's tiring. That there's always constantly asking people, and I mean, which is also nice at a point because you get in touch with people and stuff. But that is always on your mind, like, I have to find somewhere where you can plug in. So it will change in Asia because Asia is very advanced with charging stations and stuff like that. So that's going to be much easier. And that's the best when you don't have to ask somebody, like when you just walk up there and then you plug in and then okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the bike is full in 1 hour, like, and then it's full. But yeah, it's training. It's training me a lot, definitely.
You need to take some time off, mate. You need to take some time off and recharge yourself.
Not time. Yeah, maybe. But that's also hard, Like I can't. Like I could take time off, but I can't because I just can't. Like I just have to do stuff. Like I can't be just like be at home. Like I know already. Like when I go home, like I will not be home for longer than a week, 100%, or 2 weeks maybe. Like I just can't. Like I will be go mental. Like I have to get on the bike and go somewhere.
I sympathise.
I will go on a
I,
different bike.
I've
So
spoken about it loads
that
on
will be
here.
awesome. That will be
It
awesome.
was it was the getting home part that I struggled with most on from my big trip. Just adjusting to
Mm.
normal life again, because you are different, and your daily routine's completely different to anyone else's now. And yeah, it is hard going back to normal life.
Yeah.
So I totally sympathise with you with what you're saying about you don't know if this will ever end for you if you just keep on at this.
Yeah. Unless you find really a place that you really, really like a lot,
Yeah.
I mean, I could like this, and already there's so many places like, yeah, but there's also so many places I haven't been yet. So I don't
Mm.
even know yet where would be a place where I could say, I just know I'm never going to move back to Germany. That's for sure. Like that as 100% for sure. So, because, once you see how like the rest of the world also can be, or like how living can be and how free it could
Mm.
be.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, sure. Germany we're super rich and like everything is super safe and blah blah. But you're not free, man. You're not free,
Yeah.
and you're so constrained by all the stuff you have to do and like the ways people do things and like
The
and the
societal
way
norms
people
and yeah.
are and
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I get you. I get you.
no, no, I can't go back. I can't.
Right, next
God.
one. Gary
Yeah.
Taylor. Hi, both. Hope you're well. Mark, I've been watching your travels long before Eve was on the scene, and your journey is inspiring to say the least. My question is, since the problems you're currently having with Eve have started, has any other electric motorcycle company shown an interest in backing your journey? As for Zero, it just seems like an embarrassing failure on their behalf and a wasted opportunity to promote their product and customer service. Oh, mate. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Customer service, yes. I mean, promotion they get anyway. Like, but yeah, with the customer service, because I'm done with them. Like I'm done. So I'm so done with this company. Well, and the stuff that bothers me the most is like that they told people behind my back that they're like working together with me behind the scenes, and
yeah.
that's just that like that I found that out recently, and I'm like you can just fuck off, guys. Really, it's just because the only thing they ever done was reacting to my videos,
Uh-huh.
like because they felt like they have to,
Yeah.
which they done as well as the motor problem started uh, on YouTube, and they immediately like made a post like, yeah, no, uh, try and get your bike there and there, and then we sort you out, man. No problem. Like we make this happen. Blah blah blah. While
Yeah.
in fact, like a couple months ago, when the problem actually happened, I reached out to them and they just told me, "Nah, we can't do anything. Like you need to just get a dealer, or we can also send you a motor, but it costs you $4,000. So yeah, can't really do much." So it's like,
Well, I
okay,
mean,
then whatever. If bike dies, then.
do you have any idea as to why they've chosen not to get involved? Because you've been on the road for
What?
2 years now. This isn't a new thing.
Yeah.
So surely
Well,
this
with the
is this
bike,
would
it's
be the
like
best
two and a
promotional
half
vehicle.
of years, like since UK. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think it's like with everything, like this whole sponsoring thing, and I figured this out. It's a very personal thing. Like the thing is, like if the person or like the people that are in charge of that, if they don't like you,
Mm.
you can do whatever you want. Like
Yeah.
they have to really like you, like and have to be a fan of what you're doing. The problem is, like when I reached out to Zero before I even started, um, like they told me right away they won't want to have anything to do with the journey, and like like they, have no interest. But good luck.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, fine. I tape off your logos because I know it is going to be a big thing. So
Hmm.
your logos will be taped off. And I found out later that they were all super pissed about that I did that,
Oh
which
well,
I
never
can
mind.
understand because I offered them to be part of this, and
Hmm.
and they didn't want to. So it's just natural that I tape off the freaking logos.
Of
Uh,
course.
at least I felt like it, and I did it. I basically did it because they didn't even like when I reached out to them. They knew they would bring out like an adventure version of my bike, like with bigger suspension,
Hmm.
and like a whole ADV version, which would
Yeah.
have been absolutely perfect. But instead of like telling me like, hey, mate, you might want to wait for another month before you buy a bike, because it didn't say anything, and they rather recommended me a bike to buy that they don't even have in their lineup anymore now.
Yeah.
Like, which is like from a marketing perspective, like the stupidest thing in the world. Anyway, so that got me a little pissed off when I was in the UK and found out, okay, they were just released a new bike that would have been actually perfect for me, and I just bought that bike secondhand. So yeah, so I think we got off on the wrong foot right away, and that never really changed, and then they would do stuff like, I don't know, like, I have a problem, and then they let me wait for like 3 months, before I hear back from them or whatever. And then, and I would talk about it online because I talk about everything online, and then, they get pissed off again. And it's like this whole thing. And then they would promise me like, oh yeah, next year we include you in, our budget, like we sponsor you, blah, blah. Nothing happened, like, it's just all these things. And I was like, I'm so done with this, there's just like, whatever happens now with the bike, like that's how it's going to be. And I can't wait. Like, honestly, I'm now at the point where I'm like, I can't wait to get the bike off the internet, which is not going to happen anytime soon, but yeah, it will happen eventually, because you got to realize, just on YouTube, like, it's now been like almost 200 million people have seen the motorcycle. And this is like something you can't even buy with a promo budget, and that's just YouTube. And the same thing happens on Instagram and on Facebook. So yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense for me, other than that it is something personal. But yeah, to the question, like, I'm so done with Zero. To the question, yeah, there has been like all sorts of motorcycle companies, like especially in India, like I went to like Ola Motorcycles, like they showed me they release electric bikes now, like motorcycles, and they showed me they were nice, and it was fun. They didn't pay anything or anything. I just went there because I thought that would be a cool video to make, and it was fun, and I had a good time, and at least I got a T-shirt, Zero never gave me a T-shirt.
It's the simple things, though, isn't it? It's just, it's a little bit of recognition from a company to go, we love what you're doing. I mean, have a jacket, have a T-shirt.
And, like, and I'm a little bit of a princess, like I like to be, like I like when stuff like that. Zero always made me feel like yeah. There was always like, oh, you're not gonna make it anyway. So like, and you're not special just because you have a YouTube channel. That's literally what they said to me.
Like, I had the same thing with Suzuki.
You're special just because you have a YouTube channel. Like, yeah.
I had the same thing from Suzuki. It's okay, then laughed in my face.
Yeah. Okay, then do that. Like, oh. Like Elspeth, she told me like that was even crazier. Like when she reached out to BMW, that was with letters and stuff. Like, and she got a letter back. You would not believe it. Like they were like insulting her. Like they would tell her like she is like an embarrassment for the UK to even think about trying to go on a motorcycle around the world.
Wow.
That was a whole different world back then, man. That like, and she showed me the letter. You would not believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Anyway, so and then like there's this other company, Ultraviolet. They also reached out, and it was also a fun video, and it was like I had a fun day. They then invited me to like meet all the CEOs. And I've never really talked about it. Like you're the first time telling. I met all the CEOs, and it was like, and we sat all in the room. It's like, okay, what do you want from me now? Like, why am I here? Like, yeah, we want you to like, we have this bike and we're going to release it in Europe and we want you to ride it, like, and
wow,
we want you to ride it around India for a month. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm not going to do it for free. So but we come up with something like, and we came up with a number. They wanted to give me a bike. Like they would have shipped it. Then after that, they would have shipped it back home. Like contract was already all done. Yeah. And then there was one day before I had to pick up the bike or wanted to pick up the bike. One day before, like I get a call. So, hey, yeah, we have this problem with the motorcycle, with the software. There's an issue. We cannot give you the bike right now. So we have to postpone it like 2 months. It's like, what?
What a day before you were starting.
A day before it started. Like a day. Like literally a day. So yeah, and I was like, no, you got to be joking. Like you can't be real. Like, no, but and it will take time, blah blah blah. It's like, what is going to take time? Like, it's a fucking software issue. You just sort it out and then like do the
Yeah,
update and then done. Like, what's going to take 2 months?
there's
No,
obviously
but you have
more.
to
Yeah,
believe us. And then I was like, yeah, come on, you just stop. Like you don't need to mess me around. You like you just want to back out of the contract now. So and it's like, yeah, no, it's not like that, but blah blah blah. I was like, no, fuck off. I'm not going to even be in the country anymore in two
mm,
months. Like I'll be gone. Like I'll be in
yeah,
Nepal. Like
yeah.
that's gonna be it. Like and that was it. Like and
Oh,
then like that's just what those companies do. What you gonna do? Like I'm not gonna like I can't do anything about it. Like contract or not. Like whatever. Like what are you gonna do? Like you can't do anything.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
and I don't even have time for this shit. Like I don't have time for this bullshit. And like that was something like where it's like I'm done with this. I'm not going to deal with these companies. Like, it's just like there was other companies reaching out to me now and like, oh, we give you a bike, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm going to fucking buy my bike again myself and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Like,
Often that's the way, isn't
I'm
it?
done. Yeah,
That's
I'm
that's
done.
the best way.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
a
done
lot
with
of
that.
people, when they think about doing these big trips, everyone's
Yeah,
always, oh, I'm going to get sponsored, I'm going to get this, and people are going to give me money to do that. It's not
yeah,
that easy, is it? It's very
no,
hard to
yeah,
generate any sort of interest from any
yeah,
financial backing
yeah,
from corporate companies. But it comes at a price, doesn't it? Because they want
yeah,
their pound or £6 of flesh. And
yeah.
it generally is better if you can just finance it yourself, however you do it.
Yeah.
Just you've got the
No, that's
freedom.
the thing. I mean, 1 year ago, like Kalimoto reached out to me.
Mm.
You're also
Yeah, yeah.
working with them together. And it's like a brilliant app, like I really enjoy using that app. And they reached out to me and we had a chat. And, that's the thing, what I mean, like the guy that reached out to me, he genuinely enjoyed what I was doing on YouTube,
Mm.
like he wasn't just there to like, oh, can you, like work with us, blah, blah, because you have a following or whatever. They really like the videos. And I was like, man, yeah, we can do all that, but I'm not going to do like all this. Like, like I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to make like an influencer thing with you guys. I'm not going to try and sell people shit. Like what I can offer you, I like the app anyway, so I'm going to keep using the app. And you
So,
just support the journey.
mhm.
Like, and I use the app. And I like record my route with it. And like let people know where I am, and and they were like, okay, how these contracts look like, like, and I was just going there with the red,
I've just done it.
and they were
I've
like,
just
yeah,
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 I mean, yeah. So, and I was like, oh, and they were like, okay, let's try it. Let's see how it goes,
yeah.
yeah. And and it turns out it works quite good, like when you don't try and sell people stuff, you just,
That's
and
that's
you
what I
just
say
enjoy
all the
using
time.
using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Any
Because, and
company
I'm
that
really
approaches me.
convinced. Yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
mate, we've got a bit of a delay just now. Apologies, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, any company
Who's
that ever
talking?
approach. Yeah, I know. We'll have to hold up signs, right? You go, I'll go. You go, I'll go. Um, yeah, I always
Yeah,
say to companies, I'm like, I don't do the hard sell because I just find if you just organically include something in content,
oh,
people will go. I get it all the time. What's that nav app that you use, or what's that thing?
yeah,
I'll mention it.
same.
I'll mention it during a vid. Just right. I've put a thing on Kalimoto or
Yeah,
Kalimoto saying that, and people will be like, What is that? What's that thing you've got?" That works a
yeah.
lot better than going buy this, buy this.
No, and that's just annoying, and because
Yeah.
I hate that when people do that on the internet. And I just wanted a cool way, because I hate like paper maps and stuff like this. Because I never wanted to show where I am on a paper map because this is not my thing. I don't even use that, so it would be super unnatural for me to have a paper map. And so now with Kalimoto is such a cool way for me to show people where I am, what the route was, like the elevation and all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, and I really like it for myself, and I think like then you don't even need to sell anything to people. You just use the stuff,
Yeah.
and that should
Yeah.
also be enough, for companies to sponsor a thing like that, a journey like that, because people are going to see your bike or what you're wearing or the luggage you're using. People are going to see it and that should be enough. And they see how durable it is or how reliable it is, and that should be enough. Like, I'm not a freaking salesman. Like, I'm not. It's not what I do. Like I'm not gonna. And people have to watch enough ads in order for me to make money. Like And if I start then trying to pitch them some weird stuff, like whatever it is, and now it's like I'm just like saying no to everything. Like all these, like sponsored, like, can you integrate that 30 seconds, blah, blah. It's never going to happen. Like, I'm never going to do that. Like, I did that one time with Surfshark because I use that anyway. Same thing. I use it anyway, and they wanted to sponsor a video. It's like, okay, then I use that video and show people how I use Surfshark to access my charging, which I literally do anyway. So I didn't even have to make anything up. But I didn't like the process because they wanted to review the video, and then they told me you have to put that there and you have to do that. And it's like, no way, I'm never going to do that again. Like that's not my thing. Yeah. So yeah, and the next companies I'm going to work with, like, all I'm going to do is exactly like this. I'm just going to let them know. So hey, I'll use your stuff. I'll do this, and people are going to see it, and I'll talk naturally about it.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to make efforts. Like,
with Kalimoto, I am so jealous of your tracking now, because like on mine, I wish I had mine for my trip, because you just you could color in the map, and at the moment, like pretty much the UK is colored in on mine, and bits of Spain,
it's all purple.
But then there's massive chunks, and I'm just like, I've been there, but there's nothing there. And you're just coloring the map in as you go. I'm like, I want to go on a big trip.
And I wish now I would have used that much earlier, like from the beginning of the trip. I know, I mean, it is how it is. Like when I started, now it's really cool. I really like that. And I can literally, because people ask me, have you been there? Have you been there? It's like, I have no idea. And then I just pulled that app up, and it's like, yeah, I've been there. It's cool. So, it's great.
I'm gutted, because when I did my big trip, I had one of these spot trackers. It's like a little GPS device that if you got in the shit, it had an SOS function that you could just hit a button and it alerted people. But I have a good mate from school who's a bit of a techie guru, and he tweaked it. And he turned it into a tracker for me, so that at the end of every day, I would just hit a button, and that would send like a text to my missus to say, right, I'm safe, and this is where I am. And it also put a post out on Facebook to say, I'm safe, this is where I am, and people could look on Google Maps. But it plotted my whole journey. So at the end of the trip, I had my whole trip there, and it was fantastic.
That's cool.
But then I think Spot did something to their system which didn't work with the coding my mate had done, so I lost it. And then I changed the website, and I lost the bit of code that he sent me, and I didn't notice for ages. And then when I contacted my mate and said, I don't suppose can you do anything with this? And he was just like, no, mate, it's gone. I've lost it. And I was just like, no. So my whole route is gone now. But I used to have it on the website. Gutted.
But
oh, well, never mind.
The good thing is, you still know where you have been, and I think that's the most important thing. Like, you know what you have done. Like, I know people. It's like, it's for many people. It's like, and then I have been there, and that's the achievements and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like it's what it does to you when you do a journey like this. It's what it does to your brain. It's what it does to you as a person. And it doesn't really matter where you were. Like, it's just an experience, and you do that for yourself. It's easy said for a guy that has every day on YouTube. I can just watch it back if I want to. Like, I can watch the whole journey back. Like, it would be like a week worth of like watching or whatever. But I could watch the whole trip back. Every day I traveled on the bike is on YouTube. Every day.
Wow.
There's not a day I was traveling that is not recorded.
Yeah.
Every day. Like, I know many people don't even do that. Yeah. But for me, it's like every day is a video. I'm quite proud of that. Says like that. I don't know what the question was, but I hope it's answered now. But
we have. It was Gary just asking if any other electric manufacturers have been in touch. Yeah. Cheers to that one, Gary. Next one, Ralph. Hi there, Mark and Bruce. Hope you're both well and enjoying your tipple of choice. I am. I'm drinking squash. What have you got?
I have this
Royal Jamaican ginger beer.
This is like a ginger beer with alcohol, 4.4. It's quite good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
What
That
time is
lucky.
it?
That was lucky. When I say what time it is, people know where I am.
Good point.
But
So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you wouldn't like it. Just don't say what time it is in the UK right now.
Okay.
So my time is now 8:40, like 8:40 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah.
hence why I'm on squash.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. For me, it's in the evening, so I'm good to drink. I'm not riding today, so it's all
Enjoy. Ralph's question to both of us: would you rather get a fly in an eye or straight down the throat?
Well, I had both. So
yeah.
But most of the time I get them in the eye, and it's just great because I when I talk to the camera, when I vlog, I mostly open the visor because I want to have eye contact with the people. Sounds weird, but it's important. It's important for me to have eye contact. So I open the visor, and it happens all the time that I get like a big fat fly.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing is pleasant. Both is very unpleasant.
It's when you leave your helmet lying somewhere and you put it back on, and then whilst you're riding, you can feel something come out the line. Making it hard. You can feel something come out and start crawling around your head. Oh yeah, no problem.
I never had that. Like that. It was.
Have you not?
Did you have that?
No, all the time. No, I still get it now. It just you can feel them.
It's in your helmet. And
yeah. You can feel it coming out and then crawling over your head. I've had them sting me as well whilst you're riding. You're just like, oh.
I had it once in the arm, like it went up the sleeve and then be like, that I had. But oh god, man, I had recently had it has nothing to do with riding, but I was in a hotel and it was like the ant's nest where I put my like little tiny ants. You didn't see them like. Tiny ants, and I put my towel on top of it. And I got out of the shower, and the towel was full of ants, like little tiny ants. And I was like, it hurt like needles, like they were biting me. And it was like it's like needles. It's like never experienced. Yeah, that was a different experience. But yeah, no, both sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise either, to be honest, Ralph. Yeah. Keep your visor down.
keep shut.
Yeah. Cheers for the question. Next one, Debbie Clegg. Hiya, apologies. Firstly, as I am very not aware of Marc Travels. So my question is, based on a quick scroll through the Insta until I can view some of the footage, how do you actually manage financially to initially set off on a journey and then, whilst on the road, stay traveling continuously? Is it stressful? Best wishes, Deb. It's that age-old question, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we covered it at the beginning already. Yeah, I mean, I started with a debt because I bought the bike and it was quite expensive. That bike, the way I have it, is new $25,000. Like it's quite steep for what it is. Like if you see, like it's just a motor, a battery, and like a frame.
Yep.
So I mean, it is. I mean, it done me very well. The bike, like I had nothing. Basically, apart from now the motor, and before it's like I even run the same brake pads that I had put on in Berlin. Yeah.
Well, I suppose you don't need to use the brakes that much, do you? Because what do they call it?
The regen of the motor.
The regen, yeah. Good point.
So I didn't have to do any maintenance. Like I had to change the belt a few times because it was ripping. It just snaps at some point after 30,000 kilometers. It snaps. Can't do anything about it. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And then, but you can put it on, and it's like, but anyway. So I started with a debt, and it was like you said, like when you had that year where your YouTube channel wasn't going so well. Mm-hmm. That was my year when I started the trip, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, people hated the bike at the beginning. Like, I lost subscribers. Like,
because it's electric.
People hate. people hated the bike. People hated that I traveled there with my girlfriend. Like they
Uh,
could not get over that. Every video I posted, I lost like hundreds of subscribers. Every video, every
really?
video. Yes, yes. I mean, I always also gained subscribers, but like I was like just stuck, like it's just like, and the views weren't really good, and the money was very, very bad. And I was like, fuck, I have to freaking put videos out like every day. Otherwise I
Mhm.
can't finance the trip. Like it's not gonna work out. And so yeah, then that was very hard. And it really stressed me out a lot. And I
Mhm.
did not sleep. I can tell you I did not sleep. So yeah, but like I just pushed through for 100 videos or something, like before I went to Turkey, and then Turkey got worse. Like Turkey was the worst. Views got down like to like 10,000 a video, and it's like, oh my god, what's gonna happen now?
That's my
And,
world.
and yeah, and it's like, and then, but then yeah, the moment I entered in Iran, then it was got up because it was interesting again for the people, and then the audience changed to countries that paid better, and I didn't really spend money in Iran because I I,
Uh,
I think I reckon that in 1 month I spent like 400 euro 1 month in Iran, 400 euro, because no, like I don't have expenses like gas,
yeah.
like I don't have to pay for petrol, uh and power is cheap everywhere, as I said. They're very cheap. Like I reckon I saved like 5,000-6,000 euro compared
Wow.
to if I would have done it
On a
with
bike.
the normal bike,
On a
yeah,
petrol bike, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
petrol
Wow.
bike, yeah. So it's quite substantial. But yeah, it is of course always a struggle. I mean, I'm not doing YouTube for the money. I mean, luckily I can sustain myself. And to answer the question, yeah, it works now. It works really good now. Like I don't have to worry. Like I
Mhm.
don't have to. Like I can stay at, like, I don't have to get the cheapest hotel,
Yeah.
because you don't want to get at the cheapest hotel always if you can, because you gotta imagine you live like that. Like I'm not going home. I don't have a
Mm.
home. I want to feel home somewhere. I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah. Yeah.
sleep on a dirty bed sheet. Like I want to have a nice, clean bed, and I want to have a hot shower. And like that's just important. It's so normal for most Europeans.
Yeah.
It's just so normal, but it's not. Especially in countries like Pakistan, India, Nepal. It's not normal to have a clean bed and a warm shower. So unluckily, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like I'm never choosing like fancy hotels or whatever. Like I'm happy when I make a good deal. Like, but I'll try to look out that I get safe parking for the bike. That's
Yeah.
important. Safe parking for the bike is always the first thing I look out for, like that is parking. And then that is like, like at least the photos look nice and everything, like, or I try to get Airbnbs, which is mostly a little bit more expensive than other, because it's mostly a bit nicer and it's run by families, like, but they take really good care of their apartments or whatever. And it's just like, it makes you feel homely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, luckily I don't have to worry about that anymore, because, of the YouTube channel, of the videos, and everything goes really well, like, and I even like, I could put away a bit of money now for shipping and stuff. This is going to cost me a lot of money now, shipping the bike back. Getting a new bike will cost me a lot of money, like,
Yeah.
this is like lucky. Everybody knows this. Like, and it's just for me, it's like everybody has their job, and YouTube is a full-time job. People don't realize that. Like they see the video and they think like, oh, he just travels around the world, but they don't realize like so that they can see the video, somebody has to film and edit it, and
Yeah.
that's like, best. Like it's a shit ton of work.
I think, yeah, you're right. People have no comprehension of the time that
No,
is involved in
no,
editing these type of videos. You can edit some
no.
videos fairly quick, but there's other, it's a lot of work. It is the
But it's
longest,
always
and I would say prolonged over a prolonged period. It's the hardest working job I've had. Obviously there's more
same.
physical jobs. I've worked in a building site, I've dug holes, I've done all that shit, and I've done office
Yeah,
based work. But this editing life for YouTube, you know, it's not a 9 to 5 thing. It's 7 days a week and it's
No, no.
long hours,
It's
but you love it.
always, you just work
You love it.
always. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I love it. You know, for me, it's like a game, even like just a
Yeah.
YouTube thing. And just like this video is like a game, you know, making a title and a thumbnail that attracts people or
Yeah.
maybe pisses people off a little bit, just a little bit, you know,
Just
like
enough, but they'll still
polarizes a
watch
little.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just to watch this still in order to hate you, but they will also watch the next video because they want to know what does he next, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so this is like a game to me, really. And then you have social media work, you know, and all these short videos just to post every day. It's like you know, people do that for a living. Just that, you know.
Yeah.
Just like I had like offers from people, like they offered me like because I was reaching out and trying to get somebody to help, but they offered me like they post like 2 short videos a week, uh, and then like they want to have $700 a month for it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I post 2 reels a day, you know, like and like no way, you know. I'm saying I'd rather do it myself, and I also don't want to give that away yet because I enjoy it so much. Like I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy when a video does good and stuff like that, and I want to be creative with, like I said, with the titles and with the thumbnails. I mean, that alone, like making a thumbnail is like an hour or two, you know, just to make that one picture that people click on it. Like that's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah. And so, that is a job. You know, there's people that have that as a full-time job.
And people,
just that.
And that's like, and like I'm wearing all these hats myself, you know, and I'm next to traveling.
Yeah,
like
and you're traveling as well.
And people don't realize that, you know, they don't get it. They don't get it. And then they like, you know, but I mean, there's many there that also understand it, you know, and they show their appreciation, you know, they send me money via PayPal because they enjoy it so much, you know, like I'll send like super thanks on YouTube and because they just love it. I just one, I forgot the name, unfortunately, because I'm very bad in names, but he sends me like a super thanks. Like every video, like he sends me like €20 or something.
Isn't
that
incredible?
It's crazy. Like
people will just send you like $50, $20, $10 on a suit, and you're like, oh my god! But I find on the YouTube app, it doesn't. Mine doesn't seem to make a big deal about. Because I'll find out months later down the line, I might have gone back and be answering a comment, and then I'll notice in the comment section there's a super thanks, and I'm like, shit, I didn't know anything about that.
I mean, you can put a setting on it, like you can, like you just sort it in a way like that you see comments from super thanks. You can put that in the app, and then you see all the super thanks.
Oh right.
But there's another thing. Like I fucking answer every fucking comment that on my vids. You can go to any video and you see I answer every comment.
When do you sleep?
I do that because you know when I don't sleep. I always say that if people don't believe me, but then I tell them what I do, and then it's like, oh, he really doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what was I going to say? So no, now I really forgot what I was going to say.
Comments, answering all the comments.
This happens when you don't sleep. So no, when I started watching YouTube videos and I realized YouTube is more than just like how to and like music videos, and I find out how with vlogs, and then I started watching people, and like I'm not a guy that makes comments, you know, like I'm watching and I appreciate it, but I'm never comment on anything. Just like I don't know, just send it. So, but that one time I do a comment, and it was like, oh, it's a very good video, and like you know, and you want like it would be good to know that the guy you like so much reads the comments, and then it happened that I got an answer from the guy that I watched the video, and I got an answer. It made me so happy. It was like, yeah, he read my comment, you know, and that's what I want. I want people to give that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know, like I appreciate you taking the time of your day out of your day to write a comment. And some people actually like they write like essays, like as a comment. And then for me, the least is say thank you for it. You know, like they really like, and I hope it makes him feel the same way I felt when I had that happen. So I try.
I'm sure
I mean, I can't. like I'm not going to be able to answer every comment. At least I try, and that's hours. Like when I posted a video, like I also that's also a reason I can't post everyday videos, because I'm not going to automate it. Like I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, there's a video coming out and it's just going to be published like on a machine. Like I'll do really, like when I publish a video, I do set up everything manually myself, blah, blah, blah. And then I hit publish, and then I share it everywhere. And then I even watch the video myself then again, just because I want to I want to know when people comment, I want to know what they talk about, because I can't remember everything.
Yeah.
So, and then like the rest of the evening or whatever it is, like hours is for me like answering comments as much as I can. Like even if I'm out or whatever, like if I have a minute or like whatever, I'll just answer comments. Like I would just do that, and that way I really like I got to know people. Like I see names and it's like, oh, that like I know him, blah, blah, and he comments
it's
every
your community, isn't it?
Yes, it's my community, and I think it's a great thing, and that's why I'm really trying, and it is possible. You just have to like want it, and then you can do it. You can't answer literally every comment, but most of the comments are answered by me. And at least I'm trying now.
Or you can at least, you can give them a like, a thumbs, or a heart, or that's what I try and do. And yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Right, cheers
it's
to that one, David.
The job,
Yeah, it is. Next one, Chris, Biker Hispania. Hi to you both. Question 1. What has been the most surprising or interesting encounter you've had with locals?
That's a good question. The most surprising and interesting. Well, well, I mean, that would also be India, because India, they just happened the craziest things, like that. It's just like the most special one for me, when there was literally like a whole group of bikers, like 10 bikes or something, drove past me, and then they started waving and flagging down. It was like, okay, what's going on now? Okay, and it was like side of the highway, just like driving down, like, and they put down, hi, box, blah, blah, blah. And then, wow, it's electric. Yeah, I was knowing videos, blah, blah. And then there was like, I did we talked a bit, just some photos, and then they actually like, oh, we're going for a chai now with like a tea, and then we'll like, do you want to come? And it's like, yeah, sure, I'll come. And then we went out, we drove through the city like all together in this big group, and then we went to the chai place and had coffee together and tea, and it's just like they told me all their stories and everything. That's just, I remember that was a really good moment. Or also like, especially when stuff happens, like when in Ladakh I had all these problems with I had a flat tire and I wouldn't be able to fix it because it was just always rip open again, and it wouldn't work. It would not work. And then these dudes stopped, and they had like a manual air pump, and they just helped me pumping it up, and it's like, well, it wouldn't last long, and it's just like every 10 kilometers it would stop and have to pump it up again. And they just sticked with me. They just they had plans, they wanted to go home, but they just stuck with me. Like, it was like, dude, it's okay when you want to go home. Like I'll just sort it out. It was no way, we will stay with you, And then I had to charge the bike, and they still I bought them dinner and stuff, but they were still like, oh no, we stay, we'll help you. And then we couldn't even make it back to where we wanted to go. And then I booked a hotel, and then I had to put the bike on the truck, and then they went their way the next morning. But yeah, this kind of stuff we just never forget. Like, that's just absolutely insane. That's crazy. And this can happen anywhere in the world,
Again, it's the kindness and generosity of strangers, isn't it? That is something that really impacted on me traveling, was that people are overwhelmingly good. You do get the wankers, you do get bad people. I would go as far as to say bad people. There are a small amount of bad people who do the horrific stuff that makes the news. But most people are just so nice, aren't they?
Yes. And that's the thing, and that's, you don't see that on the news because it doesn't, it doesn't give you the quota, you see only the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that's the biggest takeaway, like I'm also, maybe I'm lucky, but I've never had any bad experience. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
like sure you get ripped off for a little bit of money something every now and then, but that's just like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But I never had a bad experience. Like everybody was just super nice to me, and yeah, it's just incredible wherever you go. And yeah, I just what I always think is like I wish like everybody in the world could travel like that
Mm-hmm.
and just experience what I or we experience, because then there would be so much people would be so much more open to other
Mm-hmm.
cultures, to other like countries, there
Yeah.
wouldn't be so much hate everywhere because you would just realize, oh, everybody has the same things to deal with, everybody has the
Mm.
same struggles, everybody has to go through the same shit, everybody needs to like feed their families or whatever, and you just
Yeah,
realize
we
that
are all
this
the same, aren't we? We are.
all, yeah, and it sounds always so profound when you say it, and it's always like, but it really is true,
Of course.
it doesn't matter, and it do, and every country I've been, like it's just in your head with all the fears you got put into your head over the years of
Mm-hmm.
watching TV, and like you know this is just in your head, but in reality when you get there, like if you take that fear out and you're open to people, and you
Yeah.
like you approach them with a smile, you get a smile back, like
Mm.
when people feel like they don't need to fear you because you're not a bad guy, then they just do anything for you just to make sure to keep you going, I have
Yeah.
one story that isn't published yet on the internet. I can just tell it, like I don't want to say where it happened, but I had another flat tire, uh and that was like the craziest thing. Like I was in the middle of the like nowhere, like, and there was this one restaurant, and my tire was completely gone, like flat, and it ripped open. Like there's nothing I can do from the outside. Like I couldn't plug it, nothing. There was this one restaurant, and nobody spoke English. And there was this one guy, like working for, like, I don't know. He said he works for the council or whatever, and he spoke English, and he was like, oh yeah. No, wait, let me. No, no, we get this. And let me call him. And then he called like some guy, and he came on the moped. We like he was a mechanic, and we took the wheel off on the side of the road in the middle of the night. Like he like hammered like the tire from the rim, and it was like it was like, but this guy like and then he took the tire and like got his workshop like fixed it from the inside and got me back on the road. And and then he's like, I was like, dude, what can I tell you? And I was like, yeah, $5.
Wow.
Like, I was like,
Wow.
what? Like,
Wow.
I gave him like 10 or 20, I don't know, like, but it's just like this kind of stuff. Like you can't even make this up, in the middle of nowhere. Like there was just like, yeah, and these kind of things, like, yeah, you can't experience like in the normal
Yeah.
world or whatever. Like it's
It's
crazy.
so nice to hear, you talking about that now. And for me, it's nice to hear that it's still like that. And
Yes.
it wasn't just a one. I know it's not just a one-off because of all the other
Yeah.
people that I've spoken to. Everybody says the same, but it's just nice to hear that that is what other people's experiences are like, because it does change it. It's changed my outlook on people and my outlook on life and my attitude to people as well. Is that
Yeah.
we are all just, it sounds so corny,
Yeah.
but it's so true. We are all the
Yeah.
same. We're all just getting on with
Yeah.
the same old stuff. And it's the outside influences, it's the government, it's the media, it's all that bollocks
Yes.
that causes the
Yeah.
conflict between us. 100%. Anyway,
That's why I don't watch news. I don't watch
no.
TV. I don't watch like nothing, like none of that shit. Like it's just, and it makes you really like, it's really a blessing to not know what's
Yeah.
going on in the world.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but it's a blessing, really. It just makes you, I'm so much happier than like I had moments in my life where I really followed the news and like politics and like, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
That makes you so depressive. Like it's just no way. No. And it's not getting better. Like, and that's also a reason why I do this trip now, because you don't know what's gonna happen in 5 years.
Mm. Hmm. I don't know.
You don't know.
I definitely have the feeling. I definitely have the feeling that we're on a more positive path now, and I'm not gonna get into that, but I do feel like things have changed quite a bit within the last month. That like the dynamics of world power have changed,
Okay.
and it to me it just feels like, oh, okay, I get the impression that the madness that we were going through just seems to have been halted. Whether that's
Really?
temporarily, yeah, that's kind of how I'm
Even
feeling at the moment.
even after the first 2 weeks of President Trump, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like it's like, okay, the clowns are now away, and the grown-ups have, well, no, maybe not grown-ups because,
Really,
yeah, yeah,
really.
yeah.
Oh, really?
I feel like all the
I feel like
different.
the I feel like the circus just has a new director. Like,
I kind of
like,
feel like all the world powers are now going, okay, right, we've had the chance just to have free reign. Let's sit down
yeah,
at a table and figure all this shit out. Because, okay, that was mad. Let's just figure out some way
I
out
hope
of all
so.
this. That's what I really
Well,
hope.
I hope you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. I
it
hope
just
that.
feels like we've had our party taking, and you know, taking whatever we were taking and having a great time. We've done that. Let's now
Yeah.
just grow up and decide, how do we move forward, because we can't keep going down the path that we were going down. We'll
I
see.
think we're not at
Could be totally
we're
wrong.
not at the rock bottom yet. I don't think. No, 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 no,
Oh, God,
no,
I
no.
hope.
We're not. We're not. We're not.
Oh,
I mean, it
jeez.
would be good. It would be good, but I think it's the big, yeah, whatever. We were talking about motorcycles and
Politics.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
That's
move on to
that's
religion in
better.
a minute and
Yeah,
cover
yeah,
that, Mark.
yeah.
Right. Cheers,
Okay.
Chris. Thanks for that
Yeah.
question. Next one, Andy. Evening, gentlemen. Great to have you back on the podcast. A couple of questions, if I may. Mark, how will you know when or if your adventure is at an end? Second question, do you know what you want to do next? We kind of covered that right near the start, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, this at the moment you're
Well,
happy on the
the
road.
next, but I can say what we've been like. I was doing this for a few years now, 100%. Like I reckon, like 5 years. But like, what next will be like then I will be doing. I want to be doing what you're doing. Like I also want to have a family.
Mm,
Like that's gonna be my next big adventure. You know, like which it is. You know, it's just a different kind of adventure, and that's gonna be what I want to do. Like I want to have that. I want to build a house. You know, I want to do all that stuff. You know, and that's
mhm.
gonna be my next big thing. 100%, 100%. And maybe I even do like a I don't know, like how to build a house YouTube channel or whatever.
Mhm.
No, but that's what I want. I mean, my dream is to go to New Zealand, buy some land, and then build a house myself, like like as off the grid as like off grid, yeah, like you know, like trying to be self sufficient, you know, like with all this, like it's so possible these days, you know,
Mhm.
with solar and wind and like whatever, like rainwater filters and whatever. Like I just like I'm already watching like these kind of YouTube channels just to,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because I find it very very interesting. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be my dream scenario that I'm gonna be doing that and hopefully with somebody else. So that would be really cool. Yeah.
The next adventure
So
in
it's just
life.
no normal stuff, you know, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
what
yeah.
everybody wants. Like everybody like would be happy to like start a family at some point, you know. They're like sometimes I feel like many people don't really appreciate what they have, but then we
True.
have this what we've covered before, like when you're like alone for so long and can't really have that, then you really start appreciating it, like how special that even is, you know, to
Yeah,
find somebody you can just share everything in life with,
yeah.
you know, and even like have a kids, you know, and it's also special and it's but it's always depends on like you know how you see it and how you perceive it yourself, you
Mhm.
know. You can make it special if you want to, but you can also make it like no, you know, but it's all in your head.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have to be in
always
the right place, don't you, to either
yeah,
go on a trip like you're going on, or to settle down and embark on the family life or whatever it is. You have to
yeah,
be in the right frame of mind for that to happen. Yeah, for sure.
absolutely, yeah.
Andy
Absolutely.
also says, final question for Bruce. Considering your last three guests have been like yourself, explorers on two wheels, how are you feeling about your next big adventure? Cheers, Andy. I mean, I have a yearning to hit the road again on a big trip. However,
Yeah.
there's a massive big difference between me now and me 12, 13 years ago when I did the last one. I'm now married, but and I have commitments here in my home life. You know, my wife and I share responsibility for the house, for even the animals, for the
Yeah.
dog and the cats, that sort of stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't have anything like that before. Um,
Yeah.
but also I have my touring business. So, it's not just me. I do the touring business with another chap, Simon. So there's time commitments there that, it's not that won't just impact on me. That impacts on Simon
Yeah.
and his family as well. So I can't just bugger off and disappear like I
Yeah.
could before. And there's the drive to do it. Like I had a real fire and a yearning to do the last trip. I haven't got that yet. I just have I'd love to hit the road, but it's not I've got to hit the road. That's the
Yeah.
difference. I haven't got that yet, so I'm not sure. There's other things that I want to do. I've said that I'll cycle around the UK, so that has to happen, I think, before I do anything else. When I'm going to do that, I've got no idea because I'm a fat lump. That's going to take me, I would say, 4 to 6 months to do. It's about 5,000 miles, so that's going to
Yeah.
take me a while to do.
But you're
When do I
not
do
gonna
that?
make that in 48 hours.
No, no, certainly not. Certainly not. And there's other things like I'd like to. I like the challenge of rowing the Atlantic. I really like the idea of that. So that's something that's in the background. So it's not
that would be
for
crazy,
me.
man.
The next big adventures, they're not so much motorcycle orientated. Although there's still places I want to go on the bike. But I quite
Yeah.
fancy giving this rowing thing a pop at some point. I don't know when,
Yeah.
and I have to do the cycle thing. So we'll see.
Well, and it's all adventures, like, yeah, it doesn't even have to be all on a bike. Sure, for you, maybe you have to, uh, maybe you can start a new YouTube channel with this kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, but
just a different, and it can, like, and there's a chance that because that's how YouTube works these days, like they promote new YouTube channels. So
mhm,
there's a chance, like when you start like a
yeah.
channel where you're all talking about like how you prepare for rowing or whatever, or like whatever stuff like this. Yeah, it's a chance that takes
Does
off.
better. Yeah,
A
yeah.
big chance.
But the thing
So
for me though is that my
yeah, it
my
does even maybe better.
yeah, my TeapotOne channel though has never in my
Yeah,
head it's never been a motorcycle channel. Bikes are a massive
yeah,
part of it because it was kicked off by
yeah,
the world trip on the bike. But in my head it's
yeah,
about my live your life, my live your life
yeah,
message. That's what my brand is in my
yeah,
head. So it's just about it's about getting out there and doing it. Whatever
yeah,
the thing is that you want to do, go and do it.
yeah,
Just whatever it is. It's just I
yeah,
do all that via motorbikes, so
yeah.
bikes are a big part of it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Motor.
that's so cool. I mean, and you do it mostly for yourself anyway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
and if you want to share it then on your channel, it's also cool. I would watch it. I would definitely watch it. Yeah,
Thanks,
I
man.
would
Cheers.
rather watch it than a motorcycle review for sure.
Cheers.
I'm not a fan of motorcycle reviews so much because I'm not in the market to buy a motorcycle. So that's
I'm the
why.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same.
yeah,
I don't really watch bike channels, that are bike review type stuff. I don't really watch them. It's the other stuff. It's the travel stuff. It's the like the human element of it. That's what I really like, the adventure side of
But,
it.
but you know what my favorite YouTube channel is motorcycle related is
Mhm.
I don't know if you know him, is called $1 Million Bogan.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've watched
The,
them.
the guy on the Harley, like and I don't watch it because his videos are so good or anything. It's just watching because this guy's so hilarious. Like, and he just doesn't give a shit about nothing. He just does it, it's so raw and it's so like he shouldn't try to ride a Harley up to
The sand
Everest.
dunes and
Like he just made that up like as if it was even possible. Yeah, of course he turned around like halfway somewhere, but just the fact that he's so over the top and he just doesn't care. He just goes like and he doesn't. I just love it. It just makes him. That's what I told you earlier. Like it's either you like the person or not. It doesn't matter how good.
It's the person
he
behind
does
the channel.
Everything on a GoPro, just a GoPro.
Yeah,
one GoPro. All the videos, one GoPro, and it's just like for me, is like the most interesting like motor vlog. Like they're not good. The videos, most of the videos are not even good. Like but it just the guy is so hilarious. Like it's insane, really.
I've not seen him I've not seen him on YouTube in a while, actually. $1 Million Bogan. Is he still going on?
He does. Yeah, he does. But now he's like I think he's also very rich.
Yeah.
I think he bought a yacht now and just does sailing and stuff. That's what I mean. He's just out of his head a little bit.
He's a real estate guy, isn't he? He's got a couple of real estate businesses in Oz. Yeah,
but he's absolute so entertaining. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Yeah.
Nice. Right, second last question on Patreon. John Powell. I've only loosely followed Marc's journey. So, question 1. What has been the surprise benefit to taking an electric bike rather than petrol?
The surprise benefit? Well, but
Excuse me.
okay. Okay, first, the serious answer is that there's really very little maintenance. Like I really didn't have to do anything with the bike, like nothing. It's crazy. Like, and it would just always turn on and run. Like, and you don't need to there's no I mean, I knew that I don't have to do maintenance, but just the fact that it really is like that is really still blows my mind. That you would just wash it every now and then, and that's basically it. Like that's all you have to do. And so that was I mean, yes, it doesn't sound like a surprise because you already knew that, but it is surprising when you're used to ride a normal motorcycle. It just blows your mind a little bit, so that there's nothing that
and especially the places you're taking that bike as well, and the environments it's having to go through.
Exactly. And I can also say that it will be soon on YouTube, but I also fully submerged the motorcycle into a river.
I think I've seen a still of that, a picture of it on Insta.
No. That was just a normal river crossing. I'm talking about motorcycle underwater, completely underwater. Completely underwater.
Wow.
But this is going to be a video that's probably going to go viral. Because you have not seen that before ever in your life. There's something to look forward to.
Is this maybe why the engine's parked?
No, it was before. It was before. It will come. That was before. But I mean, sure. I'm not silly. Of course, I put that bike through hell. Obviously, when it was the whole point of the journey, to do that. That was clear. When you go around the world, you cannot be only on highway. It's just not going to happen. But the fact that it's still doing it and still running, that's very, very surprising to me. Definitely. And also the funny answer to your question is that the girls like it too. Men don't like it, but women like it.
Well,
because it gives them butterflies when you accelerate. So, that was a macho answer, but it's okay.
Nice one. John also says, when, if ever, was the biggest regret of taking an electric bike rather than petrol?
Compared to the biggest regret, well, I never have regrets about anything what I do. I have nothing in my life where I'm like, oh, I wish I had done that, because everything I've done is got me somewhere.
Same.
Every decision I made, it's not always good decisions, but most likely the bad decisions bring you to a much better place
Yeah,
than
and you
you were
learn from
before.
them, don't you? You
Yeah,
learn from your bad
yeah.
decisions. Yeah.
So there's not really a regret, like, okay, maybe the regret is maybe I should have been a bit smarter with, like, at the beginning with approaching companies or whatever, or with approaching Zero Motorcycle. Like, I mean, I literally wrote an email like, hey, I have this YouTube channel. I go around the world on your bike. Are you in? So because I'm not a business guy. So, but then I obviously after that I explained them what I'm going to do and what's going to
Yeah.
happen and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe I should have, like, like, I don't know, talked with some other people in advance. Like, maybe I should have planned stuff. Maybe I should have made a PowerPoint or whatever. I don't know. Like, but that is still not a regret, really. Like, yeah, there's no regret really. Like, I wouldn't say, because I took my, like, like, also with the trip, I took my time enough. Like, it's like, because some people say, I wish I would have taken more time, blah, blah, blah. I feel like I did take a lot of time for whatever I done.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, there's really no regret with the bike. Like, I'm very proud of the whole thing. Yeah, no, I don't regret that. Not
Awesome.
at all. Yeah.
The last one on Patreon is from Fat Man Scoots, and I don't think it's a question, it's just more of a statement. He says, why would you ride the world on an electric bike? I hate travelling from Manchester to Wales in our electric car with all the range anxiety. Well, we kind of covered that, didn't we, right at the start?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, Mark, that's nearly
exactly.
2.5 hours, mate. There's still a couple of questions.
No way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's still a couple of questions over on Instagram, but I'm aware you've given me 2.5 hours of your time, and you have.
Okay, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm good.
Right.
Well, I'm a solo traveler. What am I gonna do now?
Do you not have a young lady waiting for you?
I actually do have a lady waiting here, but it's okay. She also has to work.
I was only taking a mick. Wow, good on you.
No.
Good lad. Right, so thank you very much to everybody over on the clan and Patreon for your questions. We'll head to Instagram now. First one, Highland Ewan. Hi, did Mark get the motor bearing fixed on Eve, or is it still kaput? I watch his vlogs, but I'm not sure if I missed it getting repaired, as he's back riding now in China. Cheers, Ewan.
No, it's kaput. Yeah, still kaput, the motor, and it's not ever gonna be repaired. Like because I mean, I already explained about the motor, but like once I've got this bike back home, like I don't think I'm going to drive it anymore. Like I'm going to be like, it's going to be the way it is now. It's going to be like that for the rest of my life. Like, I just want to leave it the way it is, just as the memory. Yeah. Just like because, like, this bike like was like the first of its kind that did all the stuff it did. Like, there was so many firsts. Like if it was countries we went to, or like first electric bike driving on the highest motorable road in the world. Like, they did so many things, or doing this China transit as the first electric bike. Like, there's so many firsts. Like, I just want to leave the bike the way it is, and just like I want to look at it, and oh, by the way, this bike I rode like halfway around the world with it, and yeah, so I the motor will stay like that, broken for sure.
Gotcha.
We will see. We'll see how long it lasts. Like, when, if I see the whole journey as a big story, that I will tell, like, the perfect ending would be probably if the bike really dies in the end, like.
Gets you to where you're going, and then just goes, I'm done. Yeah.
Then it was like if I sad, but like, so fast, it's still holding on. Like that's also a big surprise.
Yeah. I see what you're saying about that'll be the bike, and you're just going to keep it the way it was. I was like, I've got the Jigsaw, and I've just kept that in the garage. But last year, I saw the video. Yeah. So that bike, it's now back on the road. I rode it at one of my meetups last year, and oh mate, it was so good to get back on that bike. It's awesome.
And it's a cool bike, man. It is a really good bike.
Love it.
And also the looks and everything. Like, it's a great bike. Like, I'm happy you have it back on the road. Like, it's driving.
You've got to keep. I mean, my heart
Yeah.
always goes out to these people whose bikes, when they're doing these trips, they either get stolen when they're on the trip or they come home and someone steals the bike. I always feel so sorry for those people because,
Yeah.
the bike is like, it's part of you, isn't it? And like you just said, every
Yeah.
mark and scratch and scar
Yeah.
on the bike or sticker that's on it, you look at it
Yeah.
and it reminds you of a part of that trip that you've just been on. Love
Yeah,
it.
definitely. No, I'll never sell it. Never ever.
Oh no,
Like
no.
there's no way. Like even like, it's just the just the people that you hear always like, oh yeah, I had my first bike. I wish I wouldn't have sold it. Like
Yeah,
everybody said that. And
yeah.
for this bike it's even more special, like because like same, that's why I didn't sell the Honda as well, because like this bike, like, changed my life, like the old Dominator, like changed,
Yeah.
really literally changed my life. So I could never sell that bike ever. Like,
Awesome.
it's no way. Right.
Right, next one. Real Schwerty. Hi, guys. Question for both. While riding your bikes around the world, you came through some beautiful places. Did you take time to visit a tourist attraction from time to time, or is it purely about riding and not stopping at waterfalls, shrines, or impressive Indian forts? Also,
No,
in
I
Mark's...
oh
Oh, sorry, go on.
okay. Was there more to the question?
There is. I think it's another. It's kind of like another question. He says, also in Mark's case, it looks too stressful to go from charger to charger. Where's the freedom when every ride is planned according to charger available?
Oh, okay. So first part, yes, I do stop a lot, and I do see a lot of sites, and like I mean, in India, and there's only so many temples you can visit, before they all look the same to you. And so it's also Asia. It's the same thing. I mean, like I'm trying to, like, obviously you can't be everywhere and you can't do every site, but like, I'm trying. I was in Iran in Persepolis, like this ancient city. Like, it was insane. It was incredible. Like, I mean, there's just too many things to just even like talk about. I mean, Taj Mahal was a big site. Like
Wow.
there's so
Yeah.
many things I saw, and it's surely is impressive. Like lately, like I found out that the sad thing is like the when I do these sightseeing things in the video, and I can literally see that in my stats, I can see that people even don't want to really watch this. Like
Yeah.
I can see that they skip these parts and don't
Yeah.
even want to watch this, and then like I'm sometimes I just do sites for myself and just go there and watch it and maybe do a little clip and put it in the next video or whatever. So because I'm not this is a motorcycle channel after all. So I try to keep it focused on the
On the bikes.
bike riding, on the motor. Like in my case, it's like a lot about the motorcycle. There's not so many motorcycle travelers that focus so much on the motorbike like I do, because I just find it interesting. I like talking
Mm.
about my bike and talking about what's going on and what's happening. But yeah, I mean, I hear that a lot also about the bike, all about the charging. Then we come to the charging. Sure, you know, first of all, I never plan anything. When I wake up in the morning, I don't know where I'm going to go. Like I don't know. I never plan anything. Like really, like that. That planning freaks me out. So what I do is like, it actually helps me to get the day going, is because I know I have to like charge the bike once at least a day.
Yeah.
So I look at my map and I look like, oh, where's the charger? Is there a charger in my day? Oh, there's a charger on it. Oh, 150 kilo. Oh yeah, I can go there. I'll make my first break there. Okay, cool. So and then
Yeah.
plug the bike in, and then I look. Oh, what's around here? Oh, maybe I can check this out. Oh, I need a hotel, so I book a hotel. Like this is like an hour charging or 1.5 hours. It's so fast. Like there's so many things I have to do or what I want to do, and it's just gone. And this actually helps me to plan my day a little bit done during the day, doing what I'm doing. Sure, he's right. Of course, it restricts you a little bit. I mean, it would be like full of shit if I would say, oh no, it doesn't restrict me at all. But it really does, obviously, because you have to make sure you get the bike charged up. So especially when you travel with other people, that is even worse, and it's stressing me out a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said before, that was part of the challenge for me. But yeah, and I understand if people don't want to do this, and like if the system is like it is right now, it's just pain in the ass. Like, and I can understand that people don't like these motorbikes and that they don't want to buy them. Like like, yeah, it's stressful, and not everybody can do this.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, I understand him, but I'm not planning it.
You broke right at the end there, Mark. Sorry. What was that?
For me, it's just like I'll just like go wherever. Like I'm not planning much. I was
Gotcha.
like with China, I had to because I had to go there, but then
Yeah.
it's just like whatever.
Yeah. I remember I think I had stages where I was just literally I was focusing on the riding, like I would
Yeah,
have a big chunk of land. I need to get to this point, but I know when I get to this point, I'm
yeah,
going to there's this place to see, there's that place to see. So
yeah,
I would sacrifice the experience, if you like, the sightseeing to commute to wherever it was that I was aiming for. And then when I got there, I'd make sure I had time off the bike to go and see this and do that and meet people.
yeah.
Yeah. But
That's how it is. You can't see everything.
of course you can.
It's
No,
just
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah. But and again, I had a very definitive end date in my
yes,
head, and I had to be back by that set point. So that constrains it. But if you're in a position where you're just on the road and you're just traveling, there's plenty of people out there who do exactly what we've just said. They just ride along and go, "Oh, that's nice. I'll go over here,"
yeah,
and
yeah,
they just keep going. That's life. They literally
yeah,
live on their bike and have no
yeah.
end in sight for sure.
Being
Yeah.
like me. Yes.
Yeah. Right, next one. The Bawheed. The podcast has been getting better and better, Bruce. Oh, thank you very much. Questions from Mark. Is New Zealand still your end goal, and do you have a time frame for this? Also, how do you cope with not knowing where you'll be staying most days?
Yeah. So the first part we already answered.
Yeah.
So like that's for me, that's the interesting part, not knowing where I'm going to end up. Like that's what makes it interesting. That's also interesting for the videos. Like people never know where I'm going to end up. Like I'm not telling anybody beforehand where I'm
Uh-huh.
going today because I don't know really. Like I think that they always like, oh, you should tell us, you should say on the map where you go that day beforehand. It's like I have no idea where I'm going to end
Yeah.
up, so I don't know. Like I'm not planning. So yeah, but that is very interesting. It's always like, and then you have to look for a hotel, and is the hotel going to be good? And it's like, but yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody,
Hmm.
but I find it super exciting. Usually, I stay like 2 days in one place, unless I have to really get somewhere or want to get somewhere, like, and I just stay on the side of the highway or whatever somewhere. But usually I take 2 days, one day, like I just arrive there, like one first night, and then one day off for editing, and then I go. So everywhere, like when people see me like going somewhere in the video and staying in a hotel, I usually stay like 2 nights there,
Yeah.
and just because one day it's just off for editing, and then usually I can check out the city a little bit and see what's going on, and find somewhere nice to edit. Like I always go in a cafe and go in a cafe, take my iPad and just start editing. Like, have
Do
something to
you?
eat and like, yeah, always, always.
I
That
used
is
to.
that.
Sorry, like yeah, like once a month, I would literally aim for, like a cheap hotel or a hostel or
Yeah,
somewhere, and
yeah,
I'd book myself in. I'd be in there for maybe 3 or 4 days, so I'd spend probably 2 3 days editing to get that
yeah,
month's because I kind of did it monthly roughly,
yeah.
so I'd get that month's edit done. And then I was
Yes.
writing for a magazine as well. But I would literally sit in my room. I would never get the chance to go out and explore. Then I would just be, all right, I'm sat here for 3 days, edit, and then a day doing my writing for a magazine, and then catch up
Yeah,
on socials and all right, plan the next bit where I'm going to. Yeah, I wish
yeah,
I explored more in those times. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you learn, and you do like you always have these phases where you just sometimes you just want to also just go and drive and go somewhere and drive, and sometimes you don't. You want to stay somewhere because you like it, and then sometimes I stay then a week in the place where I like it, and then just stay there for a
Yeah.
while
Yeah. Yeah.
and just hang out.
Right, there's one there from now I don't know if this is just somebody having a dig or if it's like an in joke. Gustav
Yeah.
Pradden, he said more vlogs on the fake Harley again. Do you get accused
Yeah,
of being
that's
on
it.
a fake
But
Harley?
no, no, I got in trouble for that a little bit. because no, I was like flying back to Mumbai because
Uh-huh.
they invited me to go on a trip from Mumbai to Goa to the India Bike Week with where I met Elspeth and some other
Yeah, yeah,
vloggers, Indian
yeah,
vloggers, and we all went on these Harley Davidsons, but and it was actually funny. I didn't know anything about the bikes. It was like, okay, we go on Harleys, nice, cool. And then they showed they got the bikes got there to the hotel, and then we saw the bikes. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then the people from the group they told me, it's not really a Harley, like this is actually a hero bike, and they put the sticker on like this it's a
yeah, yeah,
Harley,
yeah.
like so like collaboration for India. And then my YouTube brain immediately went like, that's a good title. Like going to India Bike Week on a fake Harley or something.
Big
Or I
Harley.
called it oh, they got me a fake Harley or something. Like I got
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I immediately had that title in my head. Like, okay, that's gonna be the video. I was like, so yeah, and then we did that trip, and it was actually really nice. And then like 3 days, and like going alongside the sea, it was just the most beautiful roads and like super cool trip on these. Like they have like 400cc, like
Yeah, yeah.
Indian bikes, with the Harley stick on. And then I published that video, and it was like, I don't know, after an hour or like 2 hours, it was like the phone started ringing, like Harley festival. Everybody was like, what are you doing? Like they gave us the bikes, and you put it like we call it fake Harley. In my head, it was just like, first of all, I didn't want to make people think like, oh, this is now a sponsored video by Harley,
Yeah, yeah,
because I didn't
yeah.
get any money for it. Nobody paid me shit for it,
Uh-huh.
to do these vlogs. I just did these vlogs because I thought like, oh, this is something cool. Like I want to film this. I want to make vlogs about this.
Mhm.
So that was my first thought. Like if I say like, this is a fake Harley, then people would immediately know, okay, this is not a sponsored video.
Yeah,
And the second thought I had is like, if I don't say it's a fake Harley, then the comments would be full of like, oh, this is
100%.
fake. This is a fake Harley.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and so I did it. I said it's a fake Harley. What happened? All the Indian people, all in the comments, like, oh no, this is a real Harley. This is a great Harley, blah, blah, blah. And I explained that to Harley. Hey, have you read the comments? Read
Yeah.
the fucking comments, And so, but yeah, they obviously don't understand. So I just changed the title to, they gave me a real Harley Davidson. So, well, it's the same effect, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
Those in the know, no, yeah.
I mean, they got all pissed off and stuff like. But I didn't really care. I mean, I changed the title for the festival because they were actually really nice to me. Like they just like they like I didn't have to pay anything for nothing when I was there, and it was really nice. And nice people, a great festival, like 20,000 people at the
Jeez.
India Bike Week there. Like you have no idea how big that is. Like it was insane. It was such a great. They love motorcycles in India. It's like a big riding community there. It's incredible, really.
Mark, have this lot been in touch?
And
The ABR.
yeah, so that's
See this lot that I'm this
no
ABR festival.
no, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't because I don't ride an adventure bike. So why would they? Why would they call me?
Mate, have you looked at some of the people that they've got like like influencer type folk who do fuck all. They do nothing. But they've got big popular like accounts on Instagram and stuff. I mean, you're doing something unique. So I mean, that is it. And okay, it's not an adventure bike, but it is an adventure bike. You're proving
I made it an adventure bike. Yeah,
exactly. You're
sure,
proving that you can do these things on anything. I would have thought they would be well up for that. I can put you in touch with them if you want.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, it's nice when I get invited to it. And now actually, like I had to give like a few.
They pay.
Well, yeah, good.
They flew Itchy Boots in. They've got her coming back in. They've had Adam Ryman in. They've had loads of folk.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know, like if they reach out, whatever. But I'm just like, I already like I don't really care much for speaking, like because it's not what I usually do.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I enjoyed it a lot in India and Dubai when I did it. It was fun. It was really cool. So yeah, I mean, if they one day reach out, and maybe my next bike is even an adventure bike, a real one. So maybe next year, but we don't know. We don't know yet. Like,
Well,
So
Mark, that brings us on
yeah,
to the very
yeah,
last question, which
yeah.
follows from what you've just said. Across on Facebook, Richard Higgett. How you doing, Richard? He said, as Mark's Zero electric bike is developing issues, he's receiving little or no support from Zero and says he won't buy another. What bike is he considering if he needs to change? A GS, perhaps?
Oh yeah, GS for sure. No, yeah, I could buy a GS and I could do everything on a GS, like, but yeah, yeah.
Everyone does it, so
I
why?
think I would be probably, I would enjoy it a lot. I mean, I was riding the 1250 GS in Laos. And you know what's was so amazing to me? That's a big heavy bike, the
Uh-huh.
adventure, the GSA 1250 with the big tank and everything. But the moment you step on that bike, it feels like nothing. Like you drive it and it feels absolutely
It's what I
incredible.
tell
Like
everybody.
the easiest bike to ride is
Yeah.
like insane. Like it's crazy. And standing up on it, like this is all is it blew my freaking mind, like the
Mm.
engineering, like the way it feels. No, I had the biggest smile when I was on that bike. Really, it was great. Really, I really loved it. But it's not going to be a GS, 100% not. But I also don't want to. But I also don't want to say what it is, because like that would be
Yeah, that's fine.
like I mean, it's not going to be a zero, that's for sure. Like they're so dead to me.
Can you say,
But
is it going to be an electric? Is it still going to be electric? You know, no, maybe don't, because don't commit. Don't commit. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
oh, mate, I mean, like it's definitely something. Okay, I say this much. It is definitely something nobody travels on YouTube with. Like nobody travels the world on that bike. Nobody
Awesome. Now
on you
that,
on YouTube. Like that I
that
know.
is a teaser. That is
Yeah.
definitely a
So
teaser.
so so I don't want to say more. That's all I'm here to say. That's cool. That's a cool ending. That's nice.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Well, that's
Cool.
us done all the questions, mate. I am very conscious that you've given me almost 3 hours of your life again on
Yeah.
here. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, but I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, it's cool.
Is there anything we've not mentioned that you want to mention? Any plugs, any shout outs you want to give?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I would be happy if like people like, check in on YouTube and, like your followers, like if they would like have a look at the channel if they don't know it, and just check one or two videos, see if you like it. And then yeah, if you want to come along on the journey, like, I would be happy.
Fantastic. Again, folks,
Yeah.
all the links
Yeah.
will be down below, so make sure you check out Mark's channel, give him a like, a follow, a subscribe, all that, and also his socials as well. I'll leave all the links to them there. Dude, been awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Can't
you
wait to
so much
see.
for having me. Yeah.
Pleasure. Thanks for taking the
Yeah.
time to chat.
And I also I hope I can come back to the UK at some point. Like maybe one day, but to a festival or whatever. Like, and then we can catch up in person. That will be super
That'd be
lovely.
mint. That'd be awesome. Or when you
Yeah.
get to New Zealand and you build your house, I'll come out and see
Yes, definitely. I want to. That's the thing. Like, I want to also do like Airbnb and all this kind of stuff.
you.
Invite
Yeah.
travelers over. This is because it's just awesome. Like, I want to give that back what I experienced.
Yeah.
Like
I've never done
over
New
the
Zealand.
years.
I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I'd love to go.
Oh man, it's unreal. The people. It's just This is so even now, like I mean, I don't know how it is now compared to the people I met now, but there was back then when I was there, like it was just the nicest people in the world. It's just,
Yeah.
and I think it's still are. Like it's just insane. You will love it. And landscape roads and like the gorges and like this.
You sold it, mate. You
Incredible.
sold it.
No man,
I'm there.
it's insane. It's insane. Landscapes, another level, and like you have like what 5 climate zones or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you have everything. Like it's just so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Right,
All
dude.
right, man. You
Well,
have a
I'll,
good night, man.
I look forward to following the rest of the journey and
Yeah.
seeing, where things develop and where you go from here. Awesome.
Tomorrow, new video. I think like you have to make a title and stuff like that now.
Cool. All right,
Tomorrow,
bud.
new video.
No worries.
Cool, man.
Thanks for giving us your
Nice
time,
chatting.
folks. Hope
Thank
you've enjoyed
you.
this one. Make sure you check out Mark's channel. Keep on doing your thing. Look after those that you love. But get on out there and live your life. Ah.